How dare
You
you?
lied to us. How dare? How
Yeah,
dare?
that's
I
what-
am offended.
That's why we're actually starting right now.
Better not be lying.
What if I am? Maybe I've always been lying. Have you ever considered that?
I'll go check the live. I'll go check the. Wait, no, I don't have to. It'll notify me on Twitch.
What?
Indeed, it
Oh
will.
yeah.
Because I follow the Court of Crits.
Well, that was your mistake and me.
I also follow us on Twitch.
How the fudge?
Oh, today's gonna be an interesting day. I hope. Could also be horrible. Who knows?
I'm sure everything will go just fine. There will be no issues whatsoever.
Well, that was the biggest lie.
Tech
you told.
or in game.
We can only hope at this point. Need to go make sure I'm muted on my. So I'll refresh and then make sure to mute.
And make sure that you're like unmute so that people can actually hear you.
Am I muted?
I don't know. Are you?
Am I muted? God, I hope not.
Here, I'll check.
No.
No,
Sorry,
no,
gotcha.
you're
No,
fine.
no, you're good.
Oh, well, now you have me stressing out. Good job.
Woohoo! I fucking love
Awesome.
stress.
Well, it's not fair that only us stress out, you know.
I'm the most stressed
Wondering
one
what
here.
dastardly schemes you got planned.
Eh,
Yeah, but at least you know everything. At least you know everything that's happening on the side. We don't.
I know everything that should be happening.
Well, yeah, no, I meant like everything else that's happening on the side that's not revolving around us. Yeah. Yet. I should make that clear. Yeah, I should make that clear. Yet. Not revolving around us yet. Somebody's messaged me. Oh, it's just the TikTok you sent me last night.
Another week where I get to play as my favorite angry boy.
I keep finding more, so I send them to you.
The angriest.
Yeah, no,
of
I see them and
lads.
I watch them and I'm like, ooh, that's funny.
But what if the lads were not just angry, but furious? Or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Be a little bit
I get
quirky.
it.
The animatronics do get a little bit quirky at night.
We see, guys. Lore does get a bit quirky at night.
Mm-hmm.
Their head just turns in 360. You know?
Guys, I caught Lore walking around the kitchen again, quite full of cookies.
Oh no, Laura's officially sus. It's all over, guys.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Everybody in chat. Everybody amongst my players. How you doing?
Good.
I got him rattled, folks. Don't worry about it.
Are you talking to me?
Doing freaking great, actually. Just finished a nice spicy chicken sandwich from McDonald's. That hit the spot. Now I'm ready to put my feet up and enjoy killing this character off in the next 2 sessions. I mean,
Who are you?
trying not to kill this character off for the next 2 sessions.
Bro, why do you
Who are
sound
you?
sound
Don't
like
worry, Valis will
Your
fucking.
voice, You, you sound
Why
like
do-
Joe from Family Guy.
Bro, why do you sound like AI
Fucking
plankton?
killed for you.
Oh yeah, that's closer.
AI
You know,
plankton.
No, you understand, guys. The more characters we name, the faster we get copyright strikes. How part of the plan.
Yeah, that's right. No, that's why
I
I'm
don't
now
want
going
to
to
die.
start singing the Christmas classic. Oh god, I don't know the names of any Christmas songs.
Grandma got ran over by a reindeer. A classic.
Yes,
I'll
that
now
is
be
a
singing
classic.
Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. And get the channel absolutely sued into oblivion.
Let's go. Actually, just don't sing "Happy Birthday." Isn't that shit notorious for being
Or just
copyrighted?
don't sing anything.
Okay, I
No.
won't have
Wouldn't
any
it
fun.
fall under parody?
Well, now I'm going to.
No.
Happy Smurf
No,
Day.
don't dare. Yeah, that was close.
Listen, I can call it a cover. That should save me, right?
Exactly.
Look, I hear the Copyright Office when you sing "Happy Birthday," they send down the scariest thing imaginable. It's a rabbit that pulls a man out of a hat. It's terrifying.
I thought you were gonna say the
I wouldn't
IRS.
recommend it. That's even worse.
Don't fuck with the IRS, folks, unless you think you have a good chance of winning.
I don't know math.
And that's why we play D&D, folks. That's what it's all about.
Not knowing math, yes.
I feel like there's a
That's
very
why-
high correlation of people who failed math to people who play D&D.
Me.
Hmm.
I am absolutely in that.
Can you do addition and subtraction? No, you must be the biggest D&D fan of all time.
Me.
You know,
Me.
it depends on the day, honestly.
Yeah.
Me.
And how much paper I have available to write it down.
True.
I love these fucking like pre-session talks where we walk the line between getting sued and not getting sued and just fucking around.
Well, that's
Who's getting
the best part of
sued?
D&D. Not playing D&D. I'm lying. I love D&D.
The best part of playing D&D is talking about how much fucking how fucking excited you are for playing D&D, and then just never play D&D.
We'll start in like 4 minutes.
Yeah, but we're sure as hell talk about it.
Oh.
Love D&D.
So chat, just since obviously we don't have it fully figured out yet, but since for the most part, brain, come on. Since we more or less have a system that kind of works, we're mostly going to not interact with the chat. I'll check occasionally, see if there's any problems. So if there is any volume issues or whatever else is going on, please do let me know, and I'll get to them when I take a look, usually on breaks or whenever. But that being said, I would like to thank everybody who has followed the channel up to this point. It means a lot. And we hope to bring you the best content we possibly can. Whether you watch live or on the VODs, thank you very much.
I mean, both also helps too.
Hmm.
If you like it so much that you watch each episode twice, honestly, I'm just happy that we're that entertaining, you know.
Mhm. We also have a YouTube channel where we do post the VODs. Until YouTube copyrights it, strikes us out of existence.
Oh.
And maybe other things. Who knows? We're working on that. Like for instance, Crow and I will be starting our cheese review channel. Right, Crow?
Crabs? What's the Krabby Patty secret formula?
Please stop.
Don't ever stop.
No, please stop.
I'll review some cheese with you. I like the Gouda myself.
Personally, I'm a fan of Parmesan. Goes well with everything, especially on cereal.
Parmesan.
I tried that the other day.
Yo, how was it?
Because you were telling me that it was good. I
I'm
had a
sorry.
cheese toast. I had a cheese toasty with parmesan.
Hell
It was
yeah.
pretty. It was pretty fucking. It was pretty fucking good. I mean, yeah, it was. It was
Alright.
pretty good.
Until you've tried pickles with peanut butter, get on my
I
level.
don't eat pickles. I don't eat pickles.
Already
Uh,
losing in life. Who doesn't
No,
like
I don't.
pickles?
No,
Crime. Go to
no,
jail.
no,
Death to
no,
him. You serve
no.
his family. You don't like pickles though? Come on, man. Pickles are fucking.
I've tried them before. It's not really.
Now-
so
now-
much
Is it the pickle or is it
decide
the
your-
vinegar?
Hmm?
Is it like the dill
What's got
flavor
you-
or the vinegar?
It's the. I think it's the vinegar.
That's fair.
We
I think it's the vinegar. It's fucking me up.
It's fucking me up.
Are we
It
almost
is.
ready? Are we almost ready to start?
Probably. Are you guys ready to start chat? Probably. All right.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm going to sip, and then I'm going to unsip.
The most important part is the unsip. Always remember that, child. Was I taking notes? I was taking notes. Proud of myself.
I'm proud of you too. All right. Let's get ready to go. Alright. When we last left our heroes, Arthas, the human fighter, Validus, the Shadar Kai paladin, Everly, the elven wizard, and Lorien, the Azamar rogue. Our heroes were just going about their days, doing errands in the market, helping the townsfolk, and generally being decent people. Up until a bear, or rather, a druid turned into a bear, attacks Princess Anastasia Celestia Norian. The one who calls our heroes here her retainers. After dealing with the rogue druid, our heroes return to get an earful from Queen Lamencia, and are forced to more or less clean the entire castle. After hours of backbreaking labor that everyone participated in, our heroes found themselves on a terrace where one of the castle servants, a human named Marigold, came rushing after trying to collect some firewood for the evening. It seems she and one of the other castle servants, a short tiefling girl by the name of Donna, were attacked by wolves. After rushing into the woods and discovering that, rather than a pack of wolves to fight, there was instead a strange fortune teller for who seemed to have some sort of insight into their futures, our heroes now make their way back to the castle Norian, their home and shelter from the harsh winter of the land of Norfair. There we go. There it is. Who is carrying Donna?
I think Lore was, right?
Yeah, Laura was, and Validus and Arthas were just fighting over. Well, they were arguing.
And never really was stopping the arguing.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing something.
We'll get to you later.
You weren't here.
Yeah, you weren't here.
Hey,
Si-
I'm here. Okay.
Silence, Green Boy.
All right.
As our heroes make their way back to Castle Norian, Donna, carefully held in Lorian's arms. I presume you would pretty much immediately rush her back to the doctor's office.
As soon as we got back to the castle, yeah.
Sorry, just a moment. Sorry about that. Family member had a question for me. Anyway, I believe you said you would rush her, basically rush her to the doctors.
Mhm. Yes.
All right. As you, it's not too late in the evening. In fact, I believe the sun just set. And due to the fact that it is currently winter time, it's not too late in the evening. As you wander down the stone hall of Castle Norian, you come to a large violet door, which has written in, more or less, pun not intended, or maybe it is intended, chicken scratch. You vaguely make out the words, Dr. Poxla.
Well,
And
Lore's
just
still holding her in their arms. It's just gonna do a small, like, knock on the door.
just Laura's here, right?
Oh, I assumed everybody was going.
Okay. Validus would go if Laura would let him.
Oh yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm. As you kind of knock on the door, there is a moment of pause before you hear like some scrambling and the sound of what sounds like claws scraping against stone. As a small little voice rings out. Yes, coming, coming. Just a moment, please. And opening the door, thick goggles cover with lenses so thick and reflective you can't see her eyes, and wearing a strange. I'd almost describe it as a hoodie. You see a small little crow kenku woman open the door and kind of look almost straight up at you, Lorian. Yes, can I help? Oh dear.
There was an accident and she was injured.
Oh, well, but bring her bring her inside. She's not bleeding out, is she?
Oh no, her wounds were bandaged.
I also tended to the wounds best of my abilities.
You can't see her eyes, but Validus, as you look to Dr. Poxla, you almost you can see her eyes almost see her eyes narrowing behind the lenses of her goggles, and she just says, "Validus."
You look delighted as ever to see me.
Are you also injured?
He kind of shrugs. Not that I know of.
Oh, well, come inside then. She'll open the door wide for all of you to come in.
Was she just gonna say, "Are you injured?" Good.
No, she would never say that to you.
At least to my face. Yeah.
as you all enter inside the it is a castle doctor's office, so ironically it is rather small given the space she has to work with. You see vials and bandages and needles, and various sharp cutting implements. You also see in a chair next to a couch where you see that very same maid, Marigold, whose arm has been bandaged up. You see Queen Lamentia, who sits one leg crossed over the other, glass of wine in hand, as she says, "Oh, come to join the party, have you?"
Nuts.
What's the
We were
queen doing in the
bringing her
doctor's
back.
office?
As you enter inside, Poxel will kind of motion towards a wouldn't be so much a table as a bed near the side of the room. Put her over there for a moment. For now, I'll check out her wounds to see if her wounds have been properly stitched. Don't worry about Miss Marigold. She's just resting.
Laura will set her down on like the table.
Mm-hmm. Obviously it's a wooden table, not lined, but you place her upon a what looks like to be a fresh sheet of parchment. Although you can't help but notice some of the blood stains lying underneath it.
Perfect.
Do you all kind of shuffle into the office, or do some of you try and like hang back?
Oh, this just shuffles right on it. And not a care in the world, really.
Everly's just kind of standing by a wall.
Yeah. Valdis is a bit like more towards the door because the queen's here, and he's not
Yeah,
pissed her
so
off any
definitely.
more than he already has.
Is there like a big window in this office that looks out?
Oh yeah, there's a fairly sizable window. It aims.
Arthas will
Mhm.
Arthas will walk over to the window, place his arms crossed behind his back, and stare longingly out the window, quietly contemplating how cool he probably looks right now in this movie scene of a situation. And just, yeah, does that.
Anybody wants to, please roll me a quick perception check.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Everly will.
I got a 13.
18.
That's a 5.
Perception? Let me see. It's loading move. Oh, not much better. 5.
All right. Well, good news. You all beat her. You all kind of hear like the sound of her squeaky, somewhat muddy shoes as the princess tries to, you know, you know how like in cartoons when people will try and hide behind like the skinny little tree.
Yeah.
Or
Yes, yeah.
that's kind of the princess right now trying to hide behind Lorien. The princess will just kind of look at her, kind of like raise an eyebrow.
Laura's just gonna stand extra still. Like straighten their back a bit, And...
Is the queen like looking at her daughter?
She is, yes.
Valdis kind of like, I guess, intercepts the queen's gaze. If it makes you feel any better,
It won't.
once again, she is unharmed.
The queen kind of like pinches the bridge of her nose. Wine glass still in hand, like just idly swirling, as she says, Didn't I literally just get done telling you, asking you not to get into any more trouble?"
I mean, To be fair, we kind of got people out of trouble, actually.
The,
Laura's just gonna look at the floor after hearing the silence for a bit.
the, the queen will like take a second to take that in, then just kind of she'll sigh, and it seems she's about to go to say something else. When you all hear a knock at the door. Oh, who is it now? Actually, wasn't somebody standing by the door, or was that Validus?
Valdis was just standing like close-ish to the door in case he needed to run or leave.
What do you mean run?
Everly's not that far either.
Oh, well then Everly, you would be the first to hear the sounds of heavy steel boots marching down the hallway as literally leaning down, like almost 90-degree bent over, you see a mountain of a man, stone-faced and fully, with a magnificent beard. Captain of the Royal Knights, Cobalt Derringer. Derringer is just an enormous figure, a Goliath of just unbelievable renown in terms of battle and his many feats, well, during the King's days. He looks into the doctor's office and asks, "Is the princess here?"
No, it's just like turns to the princess.
Everly just looks at her, like, gives her like a side eye glance.
And what do you need of her, Sir Derringer?
And you'll watch as Derringer kind of has to like almost get into like a Skyrim crouch to like slip into the doctor's office. And as he stands at his full height, you see he kind of has one hand behind his back. I believe the princess dropped something. And he will pull from behind his back this character.
Just a whole person.
Who's the whole person?
Yes, actually. This character.
Seems the princess dropped something, produces a person. Like, what the fuck?
As he pulls out a green-haired fellow, dressed in the standard Norfera knight's garb. Homie, would you like to describe your character?
Yes. This man, you pretty much like hit the nail on the head. He's young, very, very, very bright. He has bright green hair and abbreviated night garb. He tend to flare it up a little bit with giving it some gold trim lining and the traditional colors as well. He has a lute on his back as well. And he's sort of like curled up, like he's a cat being like picked up by the neck. And he's just like hanging there, just looking out into the into the doctor's quarters. And he's just, "Hi guys, hey, didn't see you in the castle earlier.
The princess.
How's it hanging?"
The princess kind of peeks out from behind Lauren and says, "Hi, Isaac."
Hey.
Look, princess, I found Isaac.
Everly's just face palming.
Hey, Captain, can
Validus
you put me
like
down?
looks at Cobalt. So where'd you find him this time?
Yeah,
Snake.
you missed a whole bunch of cleaning.
Indeed, it isn't.
I know.
It's lucky I found him at all.
I was I was cleaning, just not in the castle, and about like a mile out, and at a tavern, and drinking juice.
I found him
Shoot.
sneaking around the castle halls trying to get back to his room.
What? No, I wasn't.
Of course.
The queen,
Yeah, I was in his room, and he left his key in there, so no wonder he couldn't find his way in. I have his key.
the
That's
queen
not true.
has
I have my key
evolved.
right. Alright, where did I put?
The queen has evolved into a full-on facepalm at this point. And
Naturally.
as Isaac searches for his key, I would first like to say thank you so much to Mr. Terminate for both Isaac and Everly's art. They're both phenomenal pieces, and we couldn't be more honored to have them. Thank you very much. And as Isaac pats around for his keys, when where did I put those darn things? The world turns gray. And we return to the Silver Sands. My voice actors, if you would.
Theo, wait.
The large mnemonic man, deep beneath the silver sands, looks up from his scarlet-bound book towards Alia Minisico. Yes, children, something amiss, something unclear.
Who is that? Who is that man?
Where did he come from? Descended from which clan?
The enormous goat-horned man looks down at the book, then flips back a few pages, and slaps his own forehead. He gives a very heavy sigh, a shake of his head, and he kind of does that thing where, you know, when you have a grocery bag that won't come apart, he kind of licks his fingers and like kind of shimmies them apart. As 2 pages come unstuck. Oh me, oh my. Dearest apologies, little ones. Seems the dust bunnies neglected this book in particular. Not in 1,000 years have I missed a page. Yes, here we are. What a silly, sad little tale for a silly, sad little man. Isaac Fenrir. An interesting fellow, and simply how uninteresting he is. Yes, dear Isaac. Poor, poor Isaac. The greatest lie never told. And the page turns as we return to that morning, deep within the market square, to a certain shop that was quite important to a certain someone. Isaac, on this very day that you were supposed to technically be watching the princess, you had other plans, or maybe not other plans, but other obligations. You had somebody to go visit.
Right. Good morning to the world. I got places to be.
Indeed. As you hurry through the busy market square, passing by humans and elves, Azamar and skipping over halflings, you eventually find your way to a certain book store. You look up to see the Wolf's Den, a nifty little bookstore full of nifty bits of knowledge. Although, in the years that it's been, it's grown to be quite more than just a bookstore.
Hmm.
As you as you enter in, you are met with a familiar, if a bit grating tone. You hear the sounds of instruments being played in the eastern wing of the shop, uh, albeit
Hmm?
they're being played poorly.
Oh. Hmm.
Over in the children's
I'll
section.
shuffle my way. Yeah, I'll shuffle my way over there first, unless I see um the owner of the store.
He doesn't seem to be at the counter at this moment. Though
Cool.
usually that
I'll
means he's off brewing tea.
mhm. I'll slink over to the children's section, following the grating music.
Currently attempting to play a flute with 4 fingers too many. Or, yeah, about that many. You see a halfling boy uh, desperately blowing into a flute, trying to make it sound half as good as his teacher. You see a human woman sitting with the halfling boy, a lime green hair and very old, very kind eyes. You see your mother. No,
Yeah. Okay.
no. You have to use 3 fingers, not 7. No, this one, and this one, and that one. Okay, try again. Uh, Unfortunately, it's to of no avail.
Yeah, I'll speak up at this point and say, um, hello, Mama.
Stabayestana. She'll stand up, and she'll stand up and begin to walk over to you. Say, practice A and your D notes, D sharp. Okay, and then she'll start walking over to you. Oh, you está matrico starida. She begins pinching your cheeks.
How's the practice coming along, Mama? Has anybody shown any promise?
Oh, we've had a few good ones. Oh, you should have heard her Stafella. Adorable human girl. For some reason, she chose the tuba. It's working out surprisingly
No.
well. If only I had half my gadgets I used to. I could have this whole town filled with music and by next winter. Well, how times have changed.
I'm sure some stuff can be recreated in some way, as he pulls out his musical instrument. I don't think I'll be able to get anything as good as this, though. My pride and joy, my baby.
Oh yes.
Holding up this golden colored with a little bit of pink engraved into his flute.
You keep that one close. You never know when it could come in handy, you know.
Yeah, I got everything. Everything is good over here, and he starts
Oh,
to spin it like it's a sword.
oh, everything, huh? And she'll kind of like tap your nose. Oh, so how is the combat training coming along, huh? Uh-huh.
Where's where's brother?
He's making jasmine tea for a guest. Adorable little thing. Don't know what they're up to upstairs, but
Hmm. Uh, I'm trying to practice. trying to practice my swings.
Then keep swinging, and eventually you'll hit something, and that's when it can really begin. Okay?
Yes, Mama.
It's about this time that you start hearing uh, footsteps walking from the back room of the shop, uh, and you see. It's strange. Of course, there is the similarities to you in the way you look based on your face, but between the
Mm.
hair, the glasses, and the dead serious expression, your brother Christopher, as he walks in into the shop holding a piping hot cup of tea, you'd never guess that you two were brothers.
Mm. Yeah, demeanors are completely different from each other.
Mm-hmm. Your mother will kind of hop up, say, "Oh, let me take that upstairs to our guest, okay?" And your brother will kind of nod, say, "Yes, mama." And aside from the horribly grating flute playing in back or in the children's section, you and your brother are left to the shop to yourselves.
Good morning, bro. How's the shop?
The very serious man kind of crosses his arms, kind of looks you over, and says, "Well, at least you're in full garb. You don't seem to be holding the
Yeah.
officially issued weapon." He'll kind of motion to the weapon upon your hip.
Oh, it's Dad's, and he'll pull it up, with the sheath, and it has our family crest on the scabbard, um, on the sheath.
Seeing that, your brother, he actually does kind of give you a soft smile. Hmm. Well, I'm not the captain, so as long as he says it's fine, then so be it.
Ye- yeah, he he said it was. He said it would be okay. Um, Considering that I told him that, uh, uh he sort of like dials it back a little bit because he said Dad before, and he's like, corrects himself this time and says, "Father gave this to me."
Hmm.
Uh,
You'll feel him kind of put a hand on your shoulder. Isaac, it's all right. I'm not a knight anymore. You're in my shop. I'm still gonna grill you, but I
mm,
suppose there are a few rules that can be broken from time to time. But don't push
right.
your luck.
And he'll scatterbrainedly put his sword back on his uh clip it back to the back of his, you know, backpack.
He'll kind of motion for you
Mm.
to follow him towards the back rooms.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, he'll follow.
Thanks for coming today. There's something we need to talk about.
Yeah. So well, I guess we can talk over there.
Oh, wrong one. Oh, fuck. Oh, shoot. Alright. Hold on, I'm messing everything up.
No, sir.
Uh, Sorry, just a second. I'll fix it when I fix it. Anyway, as you are led into the back room, the noise of the marketplace outside kind of comes to a more hushed tone. You see, you enter almost into like a small labyrinth of books, stacked almost all the way to the ceiling. Different authors, different genres, all different colors of leather bindings.
Yeah, he'll be dragging like his fingers across like the book binds, like just scanning the names slightly while following his brother.
Go ahead and give me oh, we get to actually discuss one of our homebrew mechanics. So, I would
Ooh,
like for you to make me a gossip check. For everybody listening,
yes.
a gossip check is a homebrewed stat we use, or skill we use. That is, it's hard to explain, but think of it in simple terms like a mix of
Ah!
insight and deception.
Natural 20. Natural 20. 27.
Think of it like a mix of insight and deception, but charisma based. Uh, it is, as the name suggests, based all around about spreading uh, and uncovering the validity of rumors. With that natural 20, you kind
Let's
of
roll
look
again, dude.
around,
Let's go.
and as you kind of run your fingers along the paper and the bindings, you see one that actually catches your interest. There's only one copy of it, uh, but you see wrapped in a royal purple binding, a book by the name of The Rise of the Violet Kings by Jane Smith.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. When his fingers are like dragging across it, he like stops on that one, and then he like pulls it out.
As Christopher kind of turns to sit on top of a wooden crate, he'll notice you pull that one out specifically and say, "Oh, that's by some new indie writer. Only got one copy of that, so be careful with it."
Sure.
As you
Hmm.
Do you open the book and look at it, or do you just kind of generally look at the outside?
I'll brother, can I take this out just for like tonight? I just want to read it.
Hmm. Sure. Consider just bring it back to me whenever you can. All right, whenever you're done reading it.
Thank you.
And if I find
He'll put it in
one
his,
dog-eared page, you better hope the Providence forgives you, because I will not.
Providence. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. He'll put it in his little pouch, and he'll snap his fingers and say, "Be a lamb, friend, and hold this for me." And a little cat's paw palm will come out, my mage hand. Will grab my little pouch and just carry it for me. Just carry it while I follow my brother.
As it appears, you hear a very soft "nya."
Shuffles.
All right, I'll keep this brief, but I figure it's important that we discuss this. The princess is getting married soon, right? Some prince.
Yes.
Generally, when
Hmm.
it comes to royal weddings, it is the wife, at least in Norfera tradition, it is the wife that moves to the kingdom of the husband.
Right.
And
Okay. I'm following.
seeing as you are the princess's retainers, or one of them,
Uh, Okay.
you would be required by your duty as her retainer to go with her.
Ah. Uh-huh. Okay.
Have you prepared yourself for this kind of
But
situation?
I'm more of a music instructor. Not an actual retainer. You sure
Are you
that's actually
also
like
are you
actually the
also
best way?
not are you more of a music instructor than you are a knight?
No.
Exactly. Just as what was his name? Valiance. He's just a self-defense instructor, isn't he?
Uh, I don't know what he is, but he's cool.
Indeed.
Not as cool as you, bro. uh, but so what? We'll be going over to that kingdom instead?
What do you know of South Thunder?
What do I know of South Under?
Roll me a history check.
All right. Uh, nothing about South Under. Wait, hold on. 7.
7. You know it's a desert,
Mhm.
or at least it's in a desert.
I'll tell you one thing. I know it's in a desert.
Indeed. And do you know what they specialize in this desert?
I'll tell you one thing. It's something to do with the desert.
No. They're specialized in magic. Some of the greatest spellcasters of our generation and generations prior have come from South Thunder. That is to say,
When he says, when he says they specialize in magic, I'll fist bump my little cat's paw.
exactly. What I mean to say is, you could learn a great deal there. Not only as a knight, but as a combatant, a spellcaster. It could do you a lot of good.
Right. Yeah. 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 If they have a lot of magic stuff, then I guess that would help me. But I should probably keep the princess as number one priority, right?
Well, obvious. Yes, of course.
Okay.
Just. And you'll see as he kind of reaches kind of behind him, and he'll pull out another book. It's kind of dusty and brown. It seems to almost be peeling a little bit. The outer cover.
Hmm.
Well, it's all good, well and good, to go there and take what you can, to learn what you can. Go with the intention of spreading our ways as well. Show them that we are not just zealots up in our mountains. And he'll offer you the book.
I will take the book. Does it have wording on the cover?
It does. Uh,
Can I
ta-
read said wording?
yes, in common. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes.
Okay.
Give me a break.
No problem. No
Uh,
problem.
on the cover, it reads Tales for a Norfarin Poet. As you flip through the
Oh.
pages, this is a book of Norfarin folk songs.
Yeah, would I know about these ones? Would I have seen this book before?
There's a good few in here that you absolutely do recognize, and actually a fair number that you don't as well.
Oh, cool.
So go ahead and add those 2 books to your inventory if you can.
I will. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Reminding me. Was it Norfair? Norfair folk?
Folk songs, yeah.
Yeah, folk songs.
As you kind of rummage through the book, Christopher will kind of lean back and take in a deep breath. You will be safe there, won't you? You'll at least try to somewhat rein in your tendencies.
Of what kind?
He looks at you with just the most "Are you kidding me?" expression of all time.
So are you telling me that if things hit the fan, I'm allowed to run away?
If things in fact do hit the fan, yes. Running is not
I probably,
always a terrible
I
is
probably
always
should.
not always the worst option.
And if things hit the fan extremely, should I run away with the princess or?
With the yes, preferably with the princess.
Okay. Okay.
You must remember, Isaac. Your duty as a knight comes first. But it does not have to go it does not have to be a far first. Your life is just as important as your duty to the princess, because without your life, you can do nothing for the princess.
That was really inspirational. I appreciate that.
There's like 7 full seconds of silence between you. Well, if you ignore the screeching flute in the background and the soft sounds of your mage hand hovering, but between you two there's
I
nothing.
At about 5 seconds, I awkwardly go in for a hug.
He will immediately push you away. Get out of my shop.
But bro, come on, we're brothers.
You can
What if I
hug
never see you again?
as if you. The day you die is the day hell invades.
Yeah, I'm a survivor.
Yes,
I'm
you
a
are.
survivor. Okay.
Go on, you have a duty to fulfill, I'm sure. And don't get distracted along the way.
I won't. I shuffle over towards where my was.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I give her a hug. All right, off to work.
Have fun, little one. Go. I better see you in a very handsome suit just before the wedding. Hmm?
Oh yeah. I wonder if. Hmm. I am about the same. Well, I, maybe I'll pinch one of brother's suits. He was my height at one point. I'm sure he has one of them somewhere.
Your mother kind of gives you like a sly wink.
Thank you,
I,
Mama.
I like, and you hear like the screeching beginning. No, not that many fingers. That's be
I
supportive.
think they're playing. I think they're playing D minus. All right, bye.
No, not the D minors. And as you leave the shop, uh, the always sunny in Philadelphia screen comes up. Isaac proceeded to get distracted. Would you like to describe
I immediate.
what you do on your way back to
Yeah.
the castle?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Isaac starts walking. About 5 minutes in, uh, somebody is trying to look for their lost cat. I help them look for it,
Mm-hmm.
which takes up like an hour. And then when I stopped going back on my way towards the castle, a bunch of kids playing tag Isaac, and Isaac decides to join in the fun. Uh, and that takes another hour. Takes another-
Mm-hmm.
and then when he gets to the front of the castle, he
Oh,
decides that he finally remembers that there's cleaning duty today. So he tries to curve around the castle.
so there are a few things that happen before that, actually. Even
Oh, perfect. Oh,
uh,
perfect.
as you get done playing tag, you eventually the kids outrun you, and you're like, all right, I should probably get back to the castle. Uh, you also end up hearing that scream that everybody else in the party had heard. Do you go to invest?
Hmm.
It is the scream of the princess specifically. Do you go to investigate?
Yep.
Yeah. As you kind of, you're like, should I? I probably should. But what if I? And then you make your way over towards the scene or towards the sound, and as you arrive, you arrived a little bit later than everybody else. So as you arrive on scene, you arrive to see Validus headlocking the bear. Uh, Lorian
Uh-huh.
and Everly just blasting the crap out of him, and Arthas mid nutshot.
Uh-huh. Looks like they all got this covered, and he's gonna try to back out. He's
Yeah.
gonna try
Roll
to-
me a stealth check.
Okay. Okay. Uh, like they all got this handled. Mm. Natural 20, 22, 23, 23.
You only rolled 20s?
My man, don't miss. Let's go.
Natural 20s.
You gotta get
Oh,
all the
wait,
natural
no,
20s
no,
out
no.
now before the real campaign starts.
I rolled a 7 on this. I rolled a 7 on
Ball.
As you're like kind of tiptoeing away, the bear kind of like, hey, isn't that? And then Valus, you just punch him in the face before he can point out Isaac.
I bet the band tried to point out Isaac in his face.
Hey, isn't that?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna back away. Just gonna get
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna skedaddle.
Yeah,
And-
I channel my fake persona of lore, and I stealth away. So,
As you kind of scamper away from that situation, you are you're definitely on the fast track back to the castle this time. Nothing can stop you. There's nothing
No.
that could possibly distract you until you hear,
absolutely nothing.
"Oh, Monzo, hello."
Hello?
And you look over to see a very beautiful woman, uh, dressed somewhat in typical fortune teller garb, with a beautiful like dark blue hair that gives off this incredible shine from the crystal ball that kind of lights up her whole person. As you see her sitting table with the crystal ball, just kind of tucked away somewhat into an alleyway nearby.
Uh, he straightens up. Uh, sorry, do you need something? And he walks into the alley.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need help? I am a knight after all.
Can you roll me a dex saving throw, please?
Yep.
As she kind of waves her fingers towards you in like a very Disney seductive-esque way.
12.
You feel suddenly something hit your kind of your legs as your legs kind of give out from under you, and you are forced into a chair. that kind of slides in from
uh,
behind you.
uh,
Oh ho ho! Well, what do we have here? A wayward soul in need of a guiding hand? So good to meet you.
he wipes his hand on his pants and he's like, holds it out. I'm Isaac. Nice to meet you.
She'll kind of reach out and very gingerly shake your hand. Mademoiselle Clarity, so good to meet you.
Clarity. Good name.
Sorry, I just got done with 4 other clients. Time is so busy this time of year, you know? Just end of winter, everybody's seeking their
Yeah.
fortune, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, sorry, I accidentally tripped over there and landed in those chair. Good thing the chair was here.
Indeed. So, would you like your would you like your fortune read? I have a wonderful, very unique
Would I?
technique. Oh, wonderful! Have you ever heard of soul drinking?
Have I ever heard of soul drinking? Hmm. No, no, I haven't.
Well, don't worry, it's not as morally questionable as it may sound. Here, let me
I'm not gonna be
demonstrate.
drinking another thing's soul, am I?
Oh, no, no, no. You are really going to taste your own.
Huh.
And she will
I
kind
bet
of.
it's fun.
And she will pull out from under the table a glass tea kettle, which is almost entirely empty. Aside from just a single serving's worth of water, some kind of clear liquid at the bottom. She will
Hmm.
from thin air produce a, a teacup upon a saucer, and pour you a steaming hot cup of clear tea, and offer the platter to you.
He takes the platter.
Now,
He sniffs the drink.
it smells like nothing.
Hmm.
Now, this is very important. You cannot drink it all, only a sip. Otherwise, I cannot tell your fortune.
Hmm. I was thirsty. Okay.
Okay, you can drink the rest
He will.
after I tell your fortune, but just give me the first.
Yes. He takes a sip.
All right. Even if she hadn't told you, as you take one single sip of the tea, you instinctually know that this is in fact your own soul, and it's very pleasant for the most part. You taste raspberry jam and orange marmalade. You taste
Ooh.
a dance around a mulberry bush.
Ooh.
You taste imposter syndrome and determination.
Hmm.
And as you pull the
Yeah,
cup
that's-
away, uh, the liquid inside the cup is turned a vibrant lime green.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that looking like green before.
Oh, what a wonderful color you have, my dear. Ah, Mr.
Thanks.
Fenrir.
It's the color of my hair.
Not quite. It's a bit more light than your hair, but potato, potato. What an interesting color, Mr. Fenrir. Yes. And she
Yeah.
will point to you. Courage. That is your future, as well as your downfall. But fear
Hmm.
not.
I wish I had some.
Oh, do not be so surprised. Courage exists within us all. It simply wells up, waiting to be used at the right time.
I get that. I do not get that.
Oh, well, don't worry. I sense a very powerful, very deep courage within you. And while it may
Ooh.
come to be your downfall, It is also a tool
Oh.
for you to use.
Ooh.
Use it well. Okay.
Yes, I will use it totally well, 100%. Can I drink the rest of this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hell yeah. He drinks the whole thing.
It is
Um,
entirely flavorless.
Unfortunate. Um, Thank you for the tea.
As
Puts
you
it down.
as you
Uh,
pull the cup away from your mouth, uh, there is no table. There is no clarity and there is no crystal ball. Just you and
so I just
your
have a
teacup.
teacup in my hand.
Yeah, you just have a teacup. Very nice looking teacup.
I'm gonna give it to Mama.
I may wash it
I'm
first, but
gonna give
all right.
give it to Mama. No, she can clean it. Wait, no, you. I point to my mage hand.
It kind of like leaps up, like hops up in surprise, like all five, all of the toes like stretched out in surprise.
No, don't drop the bag. I pick back up the bag and I put the cup in it. And then I'm like, sorry, I startled you, and I put the the bag back in the hands of uh my little cat paw hand.
It
Come,
it,
come, 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 we gotta go to the castle.
it kind of raises one single toe at you and kind of does the waggly finger, but then it will follow after you. So,
You're very jumpy today.
yeah.
Come on.
So, as you return to the
Absolutely
castle,
will not get distracted. Not get distracted at all. At all.
so you return to the
Well, he
castle.
mumbles that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I will now go to the castle.
You're let in pretty easily. I mean, the castle guards know you by this point. Thankfully,
Hey, hey, buddy. Hey, just going in.
the castle
Got
guard,
plans. Got to
the castle guards who stand at attention, very serious, like just kind of give you like a solemn nod. Except for one who like does like the finger guns at you.
Hey, you still owe me 5 copper from that game of Uno. I'm holding you to it.
Hey, you broke my finger. Haha.
That was an accident. I'm sorry. You can keep the copper.
So,
The negotiator.
so Isaac, do you sneak in or are you just gonna walk in?
Yeah. After getting past the first guard station, I will try to sneak around.
Roll me a self check, please.
Yeah. uh, did you say stealth?
Yes, please.
Okay. Stealth. Oh no. 5.
Hang on a second. There we go. You're about as stealthy as a clown trying to sneak into a bakery. Uh, yeah.
I'm doing the like humming to myself, like like humming to myself while I'm trying to inconspicuously stealth.
He's like on his tippy toes, you know, doing the fucking like cartoon sneak.
No, I'm doing the long stretched leg, like at a time. Like I'm doing the long stretched leg at a time.
And like with each long stretch of the legs, you get like the fucking whistle, the slide whistle, like you know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's also accompanied by the long step pull in, and then my bag hits me in the back because of my hands following me. So it like stops whenever I stop. So it hits me. So I'm just like stretched, ow, stretch, ow, ow.
And after about 2 minutes of you doing this, uh, you kind of pass through, like you pass by another hallway, and you stretch, ow, stretch. Oh no, ow. Oh, why am I off the ground? As Cobalt Derringer, captain of the Royal Guards, just kind of picks you up by the back of your shirt.
Is he accompanied by anybody? Like anybody else besides just him?
No, it's just him.
Okay.
And he looks down at you.
Captain, I was just going on duty. Hey,
Do you know where the
nice to see
princess
you this
is?
morning. Ah, no, nope.
Aren't you supposed to
Never.
know where the princess is?
I, I just showed up. I just got here.
Yes, that's the problem.
Sorry, I had prior engagements this morning. With my parent.
Did you discuss this with the princess beforehand?
I I may have mentioned it to her.
Well, let's go check for ourselves then.
Yeah, dude. How can I? I can walk. I can walk on my own.
But without listening to you, he makes his way down the hall towards the doctor's
Captain.
office.
Captain, why? Captain.
And we return back to the present. The princess will kind of step forward and say, also, I'm going to show the princess's art again because I fucking love it. Look at her. Look at how nervous my girl is.
She's great.
She's adorable.
The princess
He
will...
is
Mhm.
anxiety.
Indeed. The princess will kind of step out from behind Lorian and say, thank you so much for finding him. We've been wondering where he is all day. Huh. You can put him down now.
I mean, yeah, I was totally occupied. Totally didn't know that you guys were fighting a bear or anything. I mean, I heard about it on the street when I was yeah, I was totally unaware.
You heard about that? Damn, news
Everly
travels
rolls her
fast.
eyes.
You can just...
Valdis just like Valdis like just stares at Isaac, not like angry stare, just very slight disappointment.
Isaac,
Or just kind of rolls their eyes a bit and laughs to themselves quietly.
Yes.
you feel yourself kind of... How you said you're like being you're hanging kind of like a kitten. Are your like legs kind of scrunched up?
Yes.
All right. Then you fall. You as listen, granting the princess's wish of putting you down. The captain lets go of the back of your shirt and you fall onto your butt.
No, I've been held like this
Everly
by my brother.
snickers.
No, I've been held like this by my brother before. I know how to time landing.
Not from that height.
Yeah.
How tall is he?
Oh, he's
How tall is
like
Derringer?
he's like 8+ feet tall.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, my brother's only like 6 something. Okay, yeah.
You kind of like you don't fall on your butt so much as he lets you go and you like there's like that split second of hang time of like, oh, and then you kind of like stumble, like desperately stumble to your feet, but you stick the landing, kinda.
Haha. 5.2 landing. I'll take it.
The princess does like a little kind of tiny little clap.
Princess, hey, how's it going?
Pretty okay. We saved Donna.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we met some weird fortune teller too.
Who was that, by the way?
It
Did
does
she give you a
not
cup?
matter.
Did
Yeah,
she give
they.
you a cup? I got a cup.
Wait, how'd you meet them? Weren't you far from the castle?
Yep.
You all hear the queen kind of just let a big old huff of, "Who cares about the fortune teller? All of you go to bed. Everyone, Princess Validus, all of you go to bed.
All right, you heard the lady office. Go to bed. I can't
You
sleep.
too, Isaac."
I can't sleep on office.
Or try and catch him before he falls.
Yeah, you gotta just roll if you get higher.
Majesty's orders. Go to sleep. What do I roll? A D8, right?
Uh,
Like, just like 5d8, I think.
if you have the
It's
sleep
it's
spell, it should have the amount
Oh yeah,
already.
5d8. Yeah, 5d8.
Great. Welcome to our game, everybody. This is pretty average.
All right.
Do I have to-
23.
Do I have to make a save or anything?
No.
No.
If it's above your health,
If you have under 23, you gotta sleep.
Yeah, you say, all right, go to sleep, and Arthas just still looking out the window, trying to be badass with his arms behind his back, hands crossed, just fucking slumps, smashes his head on the fucking side table by the window, falls back limp, all his armor just crunched, and you just hear this.
This is literally
got a
Isaac's
concussion
sketch.
now.
He just Isaac just starts laughing.
Thor's arms were like partially out, almost ready to catch him. They just kind of drop it and like look at him on the floor. For a
Everly's
sec.
just
So
pinching the bridge of her nose, shaking her head. Why?
So we going to sleep?
doing
Okay,
this?
he sits up against the wall and just immediately closes his eyes.
I will take Arthas back to his room.
Thank you, says the queen.
Cake is better than pie, you fuckers.
Cake is not better than pie. I'll have you know, my mom makes the best pies.
Isaac's a bitch.
Everly just like turns on her heels and she's like, "Okay, I'm leaving. Good night." And she walks out the door.
Can I come with you? And the
Okay,
princess will
dude.
kind of try to escape the situation with you.
I can't believe you made me
Everly just holds out her
ragdoll.
hand. It's like, "Come on, let's go."
Good night, everybody.
Princess, I got a new fantasy book from across seas.
Oh, can I read it later?
Yeah.
Valdis just scoops up, or just throws him over his shoulder, just like haphazardly, like a potato sack.
I also must get going. I have prior engagements for tonight.
Valdis, like, harshly exiting the room, stops, he turns back. Should I expect not to sleep much?
Probably a bit,
Ooh.
yeah.
Alright, fine. Thank you for warning me this time. The Valdis leaves the room.
What does it smell like? Monkey in here. Disgusting. Paladins suck. Warriors for the win.
Validus. Validus. We're gonna introduce a second of our homebrew skills. I'd like to introduce everybody to endurance.
Oh god.
Endurance
Oh,
is a
no.
funny little stat. It's kind of like a Constitution saving throw, but for more minor things. Generally, they are tests of patience or pain tolerance. For instance, Validus, roll me an endurance check to see how long you can deal with this.
You're just gonna throw him down a flight of
19.
stairs.
All right.
Seems like a very patient man.
Hey. He's not murderous yet. Give him a few sessions, you know?
Validus, As Arthas keeps going, like, oh, Validus is a weak little. You pass by a suit of armor, and you see it holding a sword out, a very nicely polished and what's the word? Consistently sharpened sword, and you think it would just be so easy. You just got a little oopsie, but you yield, and you just continue down the hallway.
Yeah, Validus will walk right into Arthas's room. He will, like, just still carrying him like a fucking potato sack. He will literally just lay him. He will, get him all. He will just lay him down in his bed, put the covers over him, very gently, like he's putting a child to bed.
This full armor.
Yeah, it's full armor too. It's full armor.
Just
I mean,
fully tuck me
he'll
in.
take off some armor. He'll take off some armor,
So who's still
Jeez.
in the room? Is it just me and the queen?
Lorian, real quick, before you left,
Mhm.
the Dr. Poxla would have had you take Marigold with you. Have her bring her back to her room.
Lord would have carried her out.
And
Okay.
Isaac, are you still in the room or?
Mm-hmm. Sort of just sitting there on the ground.
Poxla, who is currently up on the bed, examining Donna, will say, whoever stitched these wounds together was remarkably adept at healing. I'm sure Validus, of course, helped, but honestly, I wonder if these stitches alone might have been enough. What are you all doing in here? Get out! Be gone!
Okay. He stands up. Uh, he stands up. He walks to the door. He turns back, and then he walks out. He turns dramatically and walks out.
And with that, as the queen, who retires to her room with her wine glass now empty, and the captain, who has many things to prepare for, Lorian,
Yes.
as you return to your room, you are greeted by a very familiar and probably at this point, by the end of today, God damn it, Google Docs, why are you always fucking resetting on me? After
Fucker. Fuck.
After what a long day today has been. Goodness. After a long day like today, you are greeted by a very welcoming sight. Aside from yourself and Marigold, you see 7 of your very closest friends, we'll call them. 7 people, 8 if you include Marigold, who have helped you through thick and thin, who have saved you more times than you can count, and who you hope to save just as many times in return. As they all sit about your room, some on your bed, some sitting in chairs or leaning against walls. And chief amongst them is Neothera, the guardswoman who assisted you earlier today. And, well...
No, you go.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
Marigold had a bit of an incident today. But we're both here now. Sorry about being a little bit late.
Marigold will kind of, like, very sleepily look up, say, "Hey, everyone." And I suppose we will end the day there. No need to go into any detail about what happens there. It's all strategy meeting, you know? Very long,
Yeah, there
Very
is a good
detailed
game
strategy
of
meeting.
I apologize. You
Everybody's favorite game.
Strategy.
And no fights happen over it. Absolutely none.
Yeah, you play some I apologize, some capitalism, and everybody's favorite game, Cyclone. And so, with that, time moves forward onto the second day before the wedding.
We just hear the bells from Majora's Mask. Dun 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 dun.
Kind of
Second
actually.
day.
Sorry,
Go to town.
I love when my notes reset and everything goes to hell.
The moon's falling.
Mood.
Fucking love tech issues.
Hell yeah!
Oh my god.
Aren't tech issues just the best? Aren't they always fun? Always, all the time.
Always.
But Johnny, we got Geek Squad at home. Geek Squad at home. Me, trying to fix my computer on a budget.
When you just use copious amounts of duct tape, even if it is a software issue.
Yeah, of course. Or
Duct tape fix everything.
or if you're feeling real risky, some good old concussion therapy.
Concussion.
Exactly.
I have actually fixed stuff by kicking or punching it. I don't know how that makes me feel.
I mean, if it works.
Lorian,
Yes.
we'll start with you. You wake up the following morning, a bit sore, but, otherwise refreshed. Cyclone takes a lot out of you,
Oh yeah, tons.
For real though, have you ever played, actual Twister and, had to do some of that crazy, stupid shit?
It's fucking wild, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fucking hardcore Twister, let's go. But as always, you are always on top of things, prepared and ready to go. You are well dressed. Your hair is done up, and you are ready to tackle the day. You make your way through the hallways of Castle Norian, on your way to meet up with the princess, to gather her from her room and bring her down to the outer courtyard. That is where where the Southampton royal family is to be arriving today. Soon actually. Is there anything in particular you'd like to do to start your day? Any preparations you need to make?
I am going to stop by. Who do I want to pick? Or I guess this would have been a conversation last night.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, Lore would have asked Olimire and Marigold, just if possible, whenever the prince gets here, if you have the opportunity to put away his stuff, tell me exactly what you find that I need to know of. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
They would also want to grab some sort of tea or baked good for the princess before going to meet her.
You find out that because of her injuries, Marigold actually has the day off. One of the first time in months for her, actually. Not that she minds. She's a very hardworking individual. It's just she hasn't really had an opportunity with how busy things have been getting ready for the wedding. So it seems like your best bet for that is going to be Olimir.
Mm-hmm.
As you stop by the kitchen, the kitchen is always a fun place to go. It is a bustling, busy, and frankly, just absolutely chaotic. The kitchen is like chaotic stupid incarnate. Uh, all the chefs, as well as all the chefs are goblins, from a far off land who have come to Norfera, generally just seeking their fortune. Somehow they ended up here, though. So, I mean, they seem happy enough, especially when you arrive. As you enter in, goblins of all sizes and ages are scrambling around, making the most luxurious meals that you could possibly dream up. But one, a small goblin girl by the name of. Uh, Hold on a second. I need to look around my desk. By the name of Piggy, walks up with a big old blueberry muffin. Hello. How are you?
Oh, doing very good, Piggy. How are you?
I stubbed my toe twice today, but that's better than usual.
Oh, I it is. I seem to remember that happening quite often, so good job. Let's keep the number down.
Is this?
Do you?
We baked extra muffins if you want one.
Yeah, I was actually gonna take one up to the princess. Has she already had breakfast, or?
She said she was too nervous to eat.
I'll make sure she has something then.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Upset tummies are the worst way to meet people. You always get hangry.
Right? And just if you get sick on them, it's not a good way to introduce yourselves. First impressions matter.
Mm-hmm. And she'll hand you the muffin.
Allure kind of nods and thanks her and walks to meet the princess.
Piggy will turn back and so like, Piggy, come get this flour. We need more cakes, more cakes. Oh yeah, Papa. Let's go. And the chaos continues within the kitchen of Norfera. As you make your way up to the third floor of the castle where the royals reside. It's strange. You're used to the hustle and bustle of this castle. People passing you back and forth and giving you the polite little greetings and generally just having pleasant mornings around. But the longer you walk down this hallway, the more you realize, this is going on for a while. Wasn't I supposed to turn yet? And as you walk further and further, you notice that nobody's passing you anymore, as they had been before.
Have I been walking so long in one direction that it seems like the castle shouldn't be that big yet?
Absolutely. As
Do I
you...
recognize this part of the castle? Does this seem normal at all?
It does, in fact, does not seem normal. You pass by through this pretty much every day on the way to the princess's room.
Mm-hmm.
As you kind of look around, you look behind you, you take a breath. You notice as you exhale, your breath comes out as this puff of, I forget what you call it, not fog, but of steam that would almost rival that of a dragon. As the hallway around you becomes colder and colder.
Does it seem like there's any danger?
Roll me.
Or does this feel like mom visiting?
No, this is not mom visiting.
Okay.
Roll for
Laura's
me.
definitely going to pull out their weapon then.
Roll for me a perception check.
Nat 1, everything is absolutely fine.
You look towards a nearby window, and as you kind of gaze out, the light's too blinding. You hear the birds and the sounds of nature from outside, but you can't see any of it. And as the chill kind of runs up your arms, down your spine, you suddenly hear Lorien. Lorien from all around you, booming out.
I take it I don't recognize the voice.
It's strange. You don't recognize. How do I describe this? You don't know who it belongs to, but the voice is familiar. It, it feels familiar, I should say.
Okay.
Lorien,
Who's there?
you cannot escape your fate, Lorien.
I'm gonna
Lorien,
step against one of the walls.
as you do that, and you hear Lorien, you feel a hand kind of grab your shoulder.
Laura's gonna swing around and get ready to swing at whoever grabbed their shoulder, but not actually swing.
Mm-hmm. As you kind of turn, blade in hand, you look over to see a familiar face. Standing, how the fuck do I even begin to describe Kanan? Standing before you, at first you might describe them as a centaur. Their lower half that of a deer, slender and beautiful. Their upper half that of a I guess you could say a satyr due to the large deer-like ears that rest atop their head as well as the antlers. Except that's not the end of it. Much like you, Lorien, their skin is dark, their hair is white. They have strange eyes that kind of just eerily glow even in the dark, and large black wings that rest upon their back. And as you kind of swing at them, your knife kind of coming within an inch of their neck, you see them simply smile. They don't even seem to flinch at this threat, and your sibling Kanan smiles at you. Oh,
Laura
there.
will instantly drop their blade to their side. I am so sorry. I didn't
Uh,
realize you were there. I'm
a
sorry.
good old-fashioned Norfarin hello, I see.
I thought I heard someone.
Uh, an echo, perhaps. Well, good to see you're so calm and composed. No, in fact, it's good to see that you too can get nervous on days like these.
Well, always want to be prepared in case someone's going to try something.
Kanan who is actually about your own height, despite their centaur-esque body. Uh, they're about your height in general, Lorien, as they kind of gently pat your shoulder and say, I was starting to worry you were turning into an actual angel. Can you imagine?
That would be something else. I'm glad I'm still here, though. I have a lot to do today.
I can imagine.
Are you going to be meeting the royal family with us too?
No, I'm on assassin watch, as we're calling it. Uh, So many potential dangers, so little time. Come on, let's walk and talk.
Lore will nod and walk with Kanan. Though they didn't notice, they have dropped the muffin in the hallway when they were startled.
Mm-hmm. you find you're actually now kind of at the end of that hallway. People are once again passing by you, and things have returned to normal for the most part. As you kind of walk together, Kanan's hooves creating this gentle rhythmic uh, footsteps as you walk down the hall. Do not be afraid, dear sibling. I have bore witness to members of the South London royal family, and I assure you the only danger they possess is to possibly blind you with their overly polished teeth.
Good to know. Have you met them before, the current royal family?
King and queen, yes, and they are, well, as far as they let on, they are very nice. They're very kind people. Some might say a little too much, but
Hmm. How so?
you know how it is with royalty. They always keep some things to their chest, no matter how open they might seem with you. They're not too far off from nobles at that point, though.
True, but I think I would be more concerned if they shared absolutely everything. Oddly.
Well, don't. Well, I am afraid to say they are a bit of blabbermouths, those two, especially the king. But he does tell a few interesting stories now and then. As you arrive at the princess's door, Kanan will kind of stop and kind of hold out their arms to you.
Lore will go in for a hug if that is what they're offering.
You get pulled into a very tight and warm hug. Oh, I'm going to miss you, dear sibling. As will your friends, I imagine.
Yeah. I'm I'm gonna miss you too, and they will return the hug just as tight. We we will come back eventually though, I'm sure. This is not goodbye forever. Just goodbye for now.
Indeed. I will do my best, but it won't be easy to move all your friends with you, even if they want to go. So, as painful as that might be, do try to make some new friends in South Thunder.
Oh, of course. I mean, only one way to live, right?
Oh, and take it from personal experience. You want to have at least one professor from that magic academy of theirs, and two of of the very famous and very beautiful South London sky dancers within the first month or so.
Very good to know. Thank you. I take it you know from personal experience?
You see just the most devilish grin on Kanan's face. Experience is the best teacher, I assure you. Now, I must go before I miss you too much. I would say good luck, but
Or just
you don't need it.
you too. And before Kanan fully walks away, they'll turn around so they don't have to watch them go
Mm-hmm.
and face the princess's door.
As you turn, hearing the clip clop of Kanan trotting down the hallway, you you can hear from behind the door. Okay, I have to do this. Okay, if I look like this, what if I do this? Will he think that's ugly? Is it ugly? Oh, that's ugly. Oh God.
Laura's gonna actually knock on the door for once.
The mumbling immediately stops, and you hear like, Lorian, is that you?
It is. Can I come in?
Who are you and what have you done with the real Lorian?
I figured maybe not spook you quite yet today.
The door will slowly open, and you will see the princess, hair done up a bit neater than usual. She's actually wearing makeup today, so uh, it's either very bad or very good. It's hard to tell. Hey, thanks for coming to get me. I, 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 I'm nerve sighted.
Well, I just heard from someone who has actually met the royal family that they are very kind, so bodes well.
The princess will kind of step out of her room and say, "Did they say anything about the prince in particular?"
They had not met him, but hopefully the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, eh?
Oh. Why doesn't anybody know anything about this guy? I mean, is it too much to want to know about the man you're gonna spend the rest of your life with? Maybe I'm thinking about it too much.
I also have some friends who might be able to tell us some stuff about him when he gets here. If anything, maybe he'll have like a whole library with him. Maybe he just loves to read, you know?
You see a tiny little smile on the princess as she seems to appreciate the thought. Well, let's go.
Lore will offer their hand to the princess if they want to hold it.
She will very graciously take the hand, and together you set off down the hallway. As you make your way through the halls and down each floor, the princess continues to kind of ramble on a bit. I mean, I'm I've I'm okay with the idea of marrying him. I mean, it's for the good of the people, right?
I think it's noble what you're doing, but it's okay to not be eager about it either. To just be okay with it, or even to not be okay with it. No one can take how you feel from you, right?
I guess so. Yeah. No,
I
he'll be
also think
fine.
it's good that you're. Mhm.
I mean, he's named Prince Charm. He has to be nice, right? Why would they call him Prince Charm if he wasn't nice?
Exactly.
Right.
Although I do think they get their names for what they want them to be, but again, if his parents are good, then hopefully he was raised well.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Boop, 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 boop. As Lorien and the princess make their way down into the outer courtyard. Fuck. As you make your way through the main courtyard and into the outer courtyard, you're greeted with quite the sight. The queen and a great number of soldiers, royal knights, have gathered outside, creating a sort of perimeter. And just outside of that perimeter, you see uh, a great deal of Norfarin citizens, actually, gathered with uh, with great curiosity of what this so-called Prince Charming could even be. Would he be a cruel prince, a kind ruler? Would he even be that charming at all? Who's to say? But there is quite the exciting murmuring, and as Lorien, you, and the princess step out, there are some murmurs of, "Oh, the princess, look at her," and you feel the princess give your hand an even tighter squeeze.
Lore will keep a hold of her hand. Help her fall into the place that I'm sure Laura knows exactly where they're supposed to stand.
Mm-hmm. You stand to the princess's left. The princess to the queen's left. Uh, and to your left, Lorian, uh, stands Captain Cobalt Derringer, arms behind his back, sword right upon his hip, and he is furiously hyper focused, scanning the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly, uh, hold on. Do, 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 do. As you stand there waiting, you stand there for a good 5 or so minutes before suddenly you hear someone from the crowd shout, "Look! Up in the sky!" Speeding through the
We'll,
air. Sorry.
Laura will definitely look up, sorry.
Speeding through the air, pulled by a pair of young red wyvern. A carriage riding through the air as gracefully as if on solid earth. A carriage bearing the royal signia of the royal family of South Thunder comes barreling through the sky towards the outer courtyard where you have all gathered. The signia, which you only gain a quick glance at, seems to be two coiled serpents staring each other down uh, as if locked in eternal combat. The princess kind of looks up wide-eyed as the carriage comes, and you, to anybody who's been next to an 18-wheeler as it's braking, knowing how fucking loud that is, it's a similar level of loud as it comes screeching to a halt within the outer courtyard. Uh, and it sits there, the two wyverns, just sitting there, looking around, sniffing the air. And despite being young, quote unquote, these things are huge, bigger than horses, each of them. There is kind of a moment of silence. You see, amongst all the citizens, a few journalists kind of scribbling down in their notepads. Uh, like, oh, here he comes, the prince, the king. Um, and you wait for a solid minute, waiting. Are they coming? Suddenly, from the back of the carriage, you notice there's a trunk. That's just a standard leather-based trunk that opens up, and bursting out comes a small battalion of about 20 soldiers, just clamoring out like it was a clown car. They go hup 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 and surround the carriage, large spears at the ready, as they all stand at attention. They bark orders at nearby citizens, telling them, like, back off, step away from the royal carriage, step away. And when there is a very clear perimeter set out, the princess kind of stands up as straight as she can. Her horns, it seems that her horns were just freshly polished. A young gnomish fellow steps forward, pulls out just a comically oversized brass horn, and blows a tune of announcement. Now, announcing now the arrival, presenting the honorable and gracious King Hopelace III. Some applause ring out as the door of the carriage finally opens. And a very strange looking man appears. I mean, most kings, of course, are a bit strange and maybe even eccentric looking. But out steps King Hopelace, a halfling fellow, in garish golden garments, with a big flowing purple cape, who stands maybe 2.5 feet tall. As he comes out, he waves to everyone like, "Hello, hello," and there are some polite applause.
Gotta be joking. That's the guy. I kind of look around to the group. That's the guy.
Oh, you're not here.
Oh, I'm not
Yeah,
here
yeah,
yet.
yeah. Hold on, hold on.
Uh, he
Look at
seems
this
to be a
dude.
halfling with giant feet and uh, just just too much enthusiasm for one person to have. Now presenting the Honorable Queen Whitney Lace. And stepping out comes an even bigger shock than the king. Uh, a very tall, 6, maybe 7 foot tall elven woman. Of dark skin and black horns, or maybe it's a headdress sprouting from her head, steps out. She almost seems to glow with a magical aura, and as she she doesn't even seem to step down from the carriage. It's almost as if she just kind of like floats, like glides down, and will take the hand of King Hope. And once again, another polite, slightly larger, slightly more enthusiastic this time. An applause will kind of ring out, like, yeah, like, hooray, oh yeah. Uh, the pair, the king and the queen, come up and give you all a very kind, very good kind greeting. Well, hello there. You must be the princess then? And of course, your majesty, Queen Lamentia. So honored to meet you. So honored indeed. And he'll reach up and shake the queen's hand. Yes, charmed, absolutely. Thank you so much for coming all this way. Indeed, indeed. And you must be Princess Anastasia. So charmed to meet you finally. Put it there, and he'll kind of like hop up and very firmly shake Anastasia's hand, like, and she's not seeming to expect the amount of strength as her arm kind of like does the wiggle, like oh.
The noodles.
The two queens seem to be discussing something about uh, the the youngest daughter not being here. You don't really pay too much mind to it. As the king will say, I've heard there's a grand magical potential with you, that you've been studying to become a wizard. Oh, don't you fret, my dear. There's more than enough openings in the Ambrosian Academy for you. And for you, my dear. As he'll kind of turn to you, in fact, Lorian, and put out a hand to you. You must be one of the princess's
Oh,
retainers.
Lore will bow and then shake his hand. I I am, yes. My name is Lorian Ward.
So good to meet you, King. I am in Hope Lace the Third. I can tell there must be quite a great deal of magical potential. You practically glow, my dear. Have you ever considered practicing the magical arts?
I have thought about it, Your Highness. Thank you.
Ha! Well, if you continue to think about it, let me know. When you finally arrive in South Thunder, there will be quite the great deal of opportunities for you to learn, I assure you.
Lore will nod and bow a bit again.
As the king goes back to stand by his wife and Queen Lamencia, the princess will kind of turn to you for a moment. Sorry, hold on. The princess will turn to you for a moment, Lorian, and actually give you kind of a more confident smile. And kind of whisper to you, they seem really nice.
I know. That's a good sign, right?
I hope so. And you once again hear the as the gnomish lad blows into the horn again and announces. And finally, it is our great pride and pleasure to... Sorry, it was... my apologies, it was dusty in there. It is our great pride and pleasure to introduce his most incandescent highness, Prince Charm Lace. And stepping out of the carriage with the most bravado and swagger you've ever seen in your life. A very strange looking lad, man, whatever you want to call him, steps out. You see another elvish man, blonde hair and pale skin, with the most strange body proportions you've ever seen in a man. Long, spindly legs with a rather beefy upper body. Like, basically imagine any, like, male Disney character. And that's kind of what he looks like.
Hmm.
You know, where like 80% of his body mass is above the waist.
Triangle shaped.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Skips like day.
Shaped like a Dorito.
Kinda.
Look at Dorito.
Damn. As he kind of steps out, he waves and blows kisses as a more confident cheering and clapping ring out. He goes, "Hello, hello," waving. And Lorian, can you roll me an insight on the princess, please?
Uh, yeah. 22.
You look over and you
Ooh.
see the princess. Her eyes are sparkling again. She is fully perked up as
Oh
he
no.
strides forward. You see, for just a moment, there is just a brief glimmer of hope
Oh no.
as he finally does step down from the carriage. He carries himself with grace and elegance befitting that of a prince. And he looks towards Anastasia and you. And he gives a very confident smile as he begins to stride over. The princess will kind of... The princess kind of stands up as straight as she can, and as he gets within about 5 feet, he begins to reach out. And Anastasia, in turn, raises her hand, palm down in greeting. And for just a moment, just a brief glimmer of a moment, things seem like they're going to be okay. Right up until Prince Charmlace reaches past Princess Anastasia and grabs your hand, Lorian, pulls it up, and places a kiss upon the back of your hand. And everyone falls silent Everyone looks and stares. As
Ooh,
the prince will kind of, still holding your hand, will look up to you, Lori, and say, "It is so wonderful to meet you, Princess Anastasia. You're just as breathtaking as Father said. What an honor it is to be able to marry someone of your beauty."
I'm sorry. Actually, this beautiful one here is Princess Anastasia.
As he lets go of your hand, he'll follow your guidance. Looks over at Anastasia, who has somewhat, just a little bit deflated. Maybe it was just an honest mistake. And she kind of does a little nervous wave of, "Hi." The prince will stand up straight and kind of look the princess up and down and give, with the flattest face you've ever seen, a very simple "Oh." And
Damn.
and that
Oh, he's
is where we're
so
go.
lucky Everly's up there.
Mm,
And that is where we're gonna take a break, everybody. Haha.
I want to like shank him right now.
I'm sorry, Everly would punch him in the face.
Uh,
Door's closed.
She would be like, "Oh, that's it. He's done."
first time, right? Honest mistake, Maybe he didn't know, he wasn't told, like, what she looked like, right? Honest mistake, right?
Oh yeah,
Things
that they
happen.
were like 2 feet taller and purple. Yeah.
Yeah. War's hot. That's the fucking joke. That's the joke. War's hot. We all knew this, but then motherfucker, uh, charm, charmless makes me mad. He makes me mad. I'll be
Be
right
right
back.
back.
I'll be back.
Jinx.
We'll be back in like 10, 15 minutes, chat. So drink your legs, eat some water, uh, and stretch your bones.
Eat some water. Interesting.
Okay, I'm back. Ah,
Welcome.
I was waiting for the big punchline.
If Everly was there, yeah, there would be an all-out fight breaking loose right now.
Fist fight.
She may not have a lot of strength, but yes, there'd be a fist fight.
Bro's trying to riz up the wrong person.
Dumbass.
Now we're stuck with him for like a week.
Well, why?
Oh, because he's gonna be here.
Hi, I'm back.
What do
Hello.
What a great introduction to a nice, handsome man.
Yeah, the
We all hate
kindness.
now.
Yeah, the most benevolent person in the whole world.
Hate is a strong word, okay? Isaac doesn't hate anybody. Isaac doesn't hate anybody, no matter how idiotic they are. No matter how- Hmm.
So when do we start working on the assassination plot?
As soon as Everly finds out what happened.
Cool.
Whoa.
Woohoo.
Hello.
So, how are Prince assassination plans going?
Uh,
As soon as Everly finds out that it's gonna commence. Just an FYI.
It's about to go
Prince
down.
and Validus are gonna push him down. Prince and Validus are gonna push him down some stairs.
Oh no, guys! He fell down some stairs and stabbed himself 47 times in the chest.
Can't
Oh
wait for you to
no!
start.
He fell down three. He fell down every stair in the castle at once. Oh,
I'll have you know, now that I got this in my brain, whenever we're walking downstairs, there's a chance I might cast sleep on you.
Don't do it, you fucker.
wait.
I
I mean,
will
you can't
do
put
it.
Validus to it. We just like turn around and then push you down the stairs.
Well, no, because you would fall forward because you're walking downward, so you would
Validus is
tumble
an
all the way
elf.
down.
You can't magically sleep
Ah,
elves.
yeah. I can't sleep you, but I would sleep off this. I would sleep. I mean, it happened already.
Aldous would just grapple Isaac and then jump down the stairs, landing on Isaac. Wrestler style, you know?
I can't wait for the scene where fucking Validus drags Charmlace out of the castle, both of them kicking it and screaming. One in fear, one in anger.
Everybody ready to continue?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I'm very ready to continue.
As I'll repeat again, the prince will look Anastasia up and down and give the world's flattest oh. Lorian, from the corner of your eyes, you see King Hope and Queen Whitney, and they look mortified.
Oh God.
And Queen Lamencia is putting on a oh no, no, be gone, dog. No, not. We're not doing this right now. Be gone, be gone, be gone, peasant. Queen Lamencia, meanwhile, is putting on a world championship level poker face. Prince Charm will kind of push back his hair and give another very very big smile. My most sincere apologies with everything of her I've heard of this magnificent holy land. I suppose I expected its ruler to be a bit more angelic.
Dead.
It is at this point that Queen Lamencia steps in between not between the princess and the prince, but between the prince and you, Lori, and says, "All right, let's get inside, everybody. We have a feast prepared for your arrival in honor of your arrival. Uh, let's go, everybody. Let's go!" And you're all pushed inside the castle. Lorian, could you please make me another insight check on the princess?
Absolutely. 15.
Mm-hmm. As you're being hurried inside, you look to the princess, who there was a fucking gif, but basically she is just giving the most dead-eyed stare, just kind of like half looking at the ground, just kind of looking at her own hand as you are led inside, and the royal family of South London and Norfera are treated to the most luxurious, most fabulous dinner you've ever seen. There's cakes and pies, uh, meats and vegetables from lands you've never even heard of, Lorian. And it's a hell of a night. Can you please roll me an endurance check, Lorian?
Yes. Not one.
Oh, goodness.
Oh no.
Takes one sip of alcohol, fucking dies.
I'm gonna roll a severity dice for that. Ooh. All right, this is a bit impromptu, but we're gonna make it work. All right, stick with me on
There ain't
this.
no plan. All right.
Lorian, you bear witness to, if it wasn't in your castle with your princess, it would be the most hilarious sight you've ever seen. You watch as Prince Charm proves himself to be the most boorish, inconsiderate jerk you've ever seen in your entire life. No table manners, food dripping down his face, making rude comments about the decor and service. Well, whenever he's, of course, not constantly, and I mean constantly, flirting with the castle servants. In fact, it's not just the castle servants. It's it's the goblins who bring the food. It's the other nobles or the castle guards that are around. He even has the audacity to even make a quick pass at the queen. And you realize he seems to have eyes for anything on two legs. Anything except for the princess. I would like to ask you, Lorian,
Yeah.
do you want to pull a
Hmm.
prank on this asshole?
Absolutely, I do.
All right.
Um. Hmm.
What would you like to do? Because you kind of
I
can't stand him
want to.
anymore.
I really want to find Peggy,
Mm-hmm. You.
and
Mm-hmm.
I want to have a chat and find out what's the nastiest thing we can make him eat. Hmm.
All
For
right.
starters.
So I know we had discussed this previously. Does the same thing that you had in mind before still stand? Of what you would do if the prince acted?
Oh, Lore putting their arm over absolutely everyone he flirts with, or one of the Nimble Nine putting their arm over everyone. Yes.
Yes, all of your
Hmm.
friends. At least anyone who would be here at the moment. Mainly you, Olimir, and even Marigold, who has forgone her day off to come help out. In fact, she only arrived after the prince had arrived himself, so chances are she received word about his stellar behavior.
Hmm.
Uh, as you kind of disappear back to the kitchen, you see Piggy with Marigold actually. Her arm kind of bandaged in a sling as she kind of gently pats Piggy's shoulder. It's okay. He didn't mean to be rude to
What
you. I'm sure he's just homesick.
what happened to Piggy?
As you walk over to Piggy, I mean, Piggy, by her nature as a chef, is naturally covered in like stains of food and just generally right, but it's usually a
Hmm.
fair wide array of different vegetable juices and blood from cutting meat. Uh, in, Instead now, Piggy has this great brown splotch mark all over the front of her shirt. He didn't like my soup.
He's dead.
I'll kill him right now.
I'll kill him.
How dare he?
Does Lore happen to have anything that is really good at making people nauseous,
Oh, you.
but without being overt?
Uh, ro- Roll me a gossip check.
Got it. 22.
You know, you know what's wonderful for making people just a little queasy, just a little bit.
Hmm.
The smallest little itty bitty dosage of rat poison, which for some reason you happen to have on you. Who would have guessed? Oh, would be a
All
shame
right.
if it got put into that fresh bowl of soup there on the counter.
Is that bowl going to him?
He did want a new bowl of soup since his was not totally warm.
Hmm. 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 Um, I would like a volunteer that's not you, Picky. He's might get angry at whoever is gonna volunteer for this. To bring him this bowl of soup and apologize for the earlier one.
Marigold will actually stand up. Sounds like a job for me.
All right. And Lore will kind of have everyone huddle around it and put just a tiny bit of rat poison in.
You give it a bit of a swirl with the spoon. Make sure. All right.
Oh yeah.
Marigold will take the bowl, and as she brings it out to the prince, I'm gonna have a quick, I'm gonna roll a quick con save for dear old Princey.
He died. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, campaign over. Good job,
Damn,
everybody.
wasn't even trying. All right.
All right, thanks, chat, for joining us on this campaign.
He's got to
Failed successfully. Yeah.
Fucking just dies right off
Wait,
rip.
who replaced my rat poison with ricin? What the fuck?
That's funny.
He with Marigold taking it, he does try to complain, but she gives him a rather stern look, and he actually shuts up a little bit. About 20 or so minutes pass. He eats the soup. Like, that's funny. Well, it's soup. And oh, that's what this does. All right. You watch as the fear. You watch the fear spark in his eyes as he immediately stands up, and rushes out of the dining hall.
Can I? Are any of my friends nearby him, or am I nearby him when he tries to rush out?
Olimir does follow after him.
All right, I'm gonna just give him a wink, and hopefully he knows what that means.
Could you message me what that means? And with that, he comes back later, a little. Well, hold on. Are you about to fucking? Damn. All right. So funny thing is, everybody want to hear a funny little thing that happened? Somehow,
What happened?
Okay.
a certain Nimble 9 member didn't notice. You can't see the finger quotes I'm making, but pretend you can see them. Didn't notice. As a journalist actually entered into the castle that day. And all of you in the following day wake up to newspapers with the prince lying in a pool of vomit.
I guess he didn't make it.
Good.
And it's strange. It's like there's
Slander his name.
there seems to be somebody quickly walking away in the distance. No, it doesn't matter. Point and laugh at the silly prince. Haha. And it wasn't great, right? That wasn't great. But the princess kind of just goes to bed that evening, as do you, and still like not even sure how to process what happened that day. But it was only the first day. It was, maybe he was just nervous. Maybe he made a bad first impression. A lot of bad first impressions. But things have to improve from here, right? Day 3. Validus.
Yes.
You are floating in an endless white void. Oh, hold on. You are floating in an endless white void. Every nerve ending on every part of your body is screaming in pain. It hates this feeling, yet it just won't end.
It's a common feeling.
Not too common. But, you know, it happens every now and then. It's a feeling that makes you want to expand and contract. You want to be everywhere and nowhere. Everything hurts, but it hurts so good. And finally, it ends. Oh, fuck. Oh, whoopsie. Finally,
What's the
that
whoopsie?
pain.
I don't like whoopsie.
Oh no, I just accidentally closed something. It ends as Dr. Poxla turns off the wand of light.
And
And you
I concentrate again. It hurts a little bit.
I say, Validus, I don't know what possesses you to get in all these scuffles all the time. Time. If I have to stitch you back together one more time, I'm liable to go crazy.
It's the rumors about what's gonna happen soon. Every low life scum on everyone's shoe is already up in arms, acting like the place has been completely overthrown.
Well, it's liable to if you keep acting like such a hooligan.
Validus will take like a very deep breath, contract every muscle he can feel, and then he'll hold it and then he'll let it all out. That's better.
You need to get.
Thank you again, Poxla.
I, I'm telling you, you gotta stop getting into so many fights. I'm not gonna be able to do this. Forget it. You need to stop getting into so many fights, Validus. What if? And at that moment, once again, there's a knock at the door as Derringer kind of squeezes his way into the doctor's office. Sorry to interrupt.
I assume this can't wait. You
Unfortunately,
need me
not.
now? Great.
Sooner than later, yes. Poxla. And you see as the little Kenku kind of, her feathers kind of puff and say, honestly, why is everybody always interrupting my work? And she'll hop off the table and go back to her tiny little desk in the corner.
Validus like sits up from whatever he was laying on. What is it this time?
Derringer will stand by the doorway, though he makes sure to close it before he begins talking. Princess Anastasia and Prince Charm are going to the market square today. The Queen has asked that you go with them to provide additional security.
Did word get back to Validus on how much of an ass the prince was being last night?
Roll me a gossip check.
24.
Damn. Generally, I'm imagine Validus doesn't too much pay attention to rumors, right?
Doesn't mean he doesn't listen.
Fuck you. Actually, you know what? You know what happened? That night, before you were kept up all night,
Yeah.
You did actually
Yeah.
hear Lorien, Marigold, and Olimir discuss uh, the prince and his behavior. It was a little muffled, so you didn't quite get all of it, but generally you get the impression that Lorien wasn't impressed with the prince.
It's kind of like looks down for a second away from Derringer. That seems like a terrible idea.
Hmm.
You sure she didn't ask for Arthas or Isaac or Lore or anyone else?
It was the queen who asked for you specifically. And personally, I think you're the best one for the job, Validus. If somebody makes a solo run against either of the royals, you're the best one for the job. Best one to
And if he makes a solo run against me, he's losing his head.
exactly.
All right, I'll be out in 3.
Mm-hmm. You'll be
Thank you, Cobalt.
you won't be alone. Some of the princes. Sorry, a long night. A lot of cleanup last night.
I heard.
Some of the prince's men will be accompanying you as well, so they'll maintain a perimeter. You just keep an eye out for any solo threats.
Where are they now?
Meet them in the main courtyard. I'll make sure they don't leave until you get there.
All right. Thank you. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Mm-hmm. We
Valdez kind of like. Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say that Valdez kind of like turns to Apoxla. If this is the last time I see you, thank you for all the work you've done.
You see, as she kind of picks up one of her carving utensils. Weird way to call it, but that's what I'm sticking with. One of her, a large, well, for her, it looks large, scalpel. It may sound strange to say, but I don't know how I feel about handing my work over to someone else. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure the doctors of Southlander are incredible. Their magic's unparalleled by anyone in the Northern Sea. Maybe it's selfish.
Well, that's the thing, Apoxla. I don't think magic doctors will work very well against me. But I'll tell you what, if they're not even half as good as you, I'll come running back.
If you abandon that poor girl, I'll put you back together in the worst way possible. You watch me.
It's not what I meant.
I will put
Plus,
your head where your penis is. And where your penis
Princess is
you
18.
don't want to know.
Princess is 18. She can make her own mistakes now. You know what I meant. Thank you again. He will get up and then he will leave.
Before you leave.
Not another word.
Before you leave, at least before you're out the door, you'll hear Poxa call out, "Since I'm not going to be there, please bandage her scraped knees for me, okay?"
Kind of like turns around, showing like I guess warm palms of light. Oh, scrape knees? Nothing. But I will. Don't worry. Princess is in good hands.
As weird as it is for her to say, as it is to say, you swear you almost see her beak curl into a smile. And with that, the camera cuts from that heartwarming scene to Validus. You are in the busy market square, and you learn a very unfortunate reality. Uh,
Yeah.
it turns out that the prince does not see you as much of a as protection as he does. Uh, what's the word I specifically put in my notes? As he sees you as more of a gift carrier.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
As you enter into the market square, it starts off normal enough. Uh, aside from the fact that uh, everywhere he goes, the prince is just he's almost seems to be on a quest to be as rude as possible, constantly making comments about, oh, look at how quaint that is, or how silly their setup is. Oh my goodness, it's oh look at it's so ridiculous. We would never do that in South Thunder. Uh, and every time he buys something, he tries to pawn it off onto you.
At first, Validus would like refuse, like, hey, like you bought it, I need both hands for to protect both of you.
Mm-hmm. As you, he will kind when he the when I say the first one, quote unquote, isn't just one package. I might add, it is many things at once, like 4 bags. When you refuse, the prince will kind of like furrow his brows, like, "You dare talk back to me, a little servant?"
Validus just kind of like crosses his arms. He looks very firm, but he doesn't respond.
Excuse me,
He still looks grumpy.
I am talking to you. You listen to me when and the princess at this point will kind of jump in and say, it's okay. I'll carry them. I'll carry the bags. It's fine."
The moment the princess offers, Validus holds up a hand. He sighs. Fine, I'll carry them.
As you are unfortunately saddled with more and more bags. By pretty much the end of it, you have like 20 different bags hanging off your arms. Once again, you are like the world's best grocery bag carrier.
How's the princess look?
She, when you first take the responsibility from her, she does kind of like give you a quiet apology and roll me an insight if you would.
With pleasure. Validus is looking grumpy as fuck, by the way. Like, the more bags he gets. 9.
Why does this keep resetting? I've like... I'll just roll manually. Damn. Princess, I see you're turning into Titania. Please don't.
Impressive rolling bad.
It is... how do I describe even the look on her face? The princess looks miserable. She looks like she's at a birthday party of the kid she barely knows in class and doesn't really like. But she does, like, to be clear, that is mostly like in her like posture. She does her best to keep like a neutral face. And whenever she has the chance to interact with somebody, even if like the perimeter of guards is keeping them away, whenever she has the chance to interact with a citizen, like she'll give a real smile and a wave, and then kind of just deflate as she turns back to the prince. And
Does the prince keep hurling insults?
Oh, all day. It gets worse as time goes on. Like, oh, look at the store owner. He's Oh, he's so fat. Oh, look at the little fat boy. Oh my goodness. Why are the people here so short? Oh my goodness. Oh, they're all so they're round and stocky. I could throw them so easily.
I think after a point, Valdis will he'll stop, turn to the strongest looking guard that was given to that was also given to him, and he will just hold this and just pawn them the gifts.
Wait, oh, but
All of them at once.
he like gets buried in all the gifts.
Yeah. Prince, can we have a little chat over there?
Oh, the
Alone.
gorilla. The gorilla can speak. Look, princess, look at him. He thinks he's a person.
Are there anyone who is there anyone who looks like they speak Orcish in the perimeter of guards?
Guards specifically?
Yes, specifically.
So there are actually other orcs around.
Okay.
But those are the Norfarin citizens. You recognize
Okay,
them
then,
by
yeah.
their
Yeah,
trademark
that's fine,
bronze
then.
skin.
That's fine then. In the quietest purse, Validus would just say, like in response to the gorilla can speak and the pig can squeak in Orcish. And then he goes back to, yes, Prince, just a small chat over there, alone. You know?
As you say that, the prince will actually kind of stand up straight and say, "Do not talk to me in that filthy pig tongue."
That really is gonna kill him.
And at this point, you realize he's probably not going to go with you willingly.
He then turns to the princess. Princess, would you allow me to take your future husband over there for a quick chat?
Um, don't hurt him.
Oh, I won't. I won't.
Excuse me,
I
hurt me?
promise.
How do you take him?
Grab him by the ear, just drag him.
Like a petulant child, you hear him screech and squeal as you drag the prince into a nearby alleyway.
I didn't just throw him on the ground. I'm just standing, arms crossed. You just toss him on the ground, and then cross my arms. Listen, and listen well. My patience is finite, unlike my strength. I want to make a few things clear, okay? I understand how hard and unlikable this whole situation is. I understand that this sucks. Okay? And then his face softens a bit. He's still grumpy, but he looks almost sad and understanding, like a slight bit of empathy. I get it. I do. But I need you to at least appear like you're trying to care. Care about her. Care about what she likes. I don't care what you say to me. But you need to put some back into this marriage. Do I make myself clear? Do you understand this? Again, I cannot say it enough. I understand how shitty this situation is. But you need to try.
Validus,
Yeah.
because your origin is South Under, roll me a persuasion check with advantage. I'm gonna regret this, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Dirty 20.
All right.
Watch the DC be like 35.
Unfortunately, you would have had to roll a natural 20.
I figured as much, yeah.
Oof.
You see, there is a brief moment of consideration on the prince's face. Like he actually kind of drops to neutral for a moment. Not the snooty arrogance from before, but he seems to look at you to consider something. And then the most wicked sneer runs across his face. As he begins to stand up, he says, "Do not talk to me like that. Do not presume that you and I are on equal levels." And as he stands up at his full height, I believe he's actually taller than you, Validus.
Most people are. Wow, this is only 6 foot.
He is a good 6'3". Yeah.
Oh, I'm taller than him. Fuck yeah. Win.
But as he kind of stands just a little over you, he'll look you in the eye and say, "I do not have to listen to the words, the advice of a fucking glasser like you. I know who you are. The traitor elf who dances with those monsters in the desert. I've heard the stories of you. I know what you are. One word from me and I could have you arrested and beheaded on the spot. Do not talk to me like this again."
Whatever, sympathetic, understanding face Validus had, which was genuine. I want to make that very clear. That was a genuine sign of empathy. That's gone. That is gone.
Yep.
He has not returned to grumpy. He's got the angry eyebrows. His fist clenches in a way. I don't know who's watching, but the princess knows what this fist means. His fist clenches and twists in a way, and it's the same. It is the same way that he clenched his fist when he first met the princess and did the bear incident. It is the exact same fist. Then he takes a step forward and he throws a punch past the prince into the wall behind him and cracks it. And he's staring the prince into the eyes, no fear, looking pissed as hell.
I'm going to
He
roll.
pulls his arm back. Go on.
We're going to talk about the third and final homebrew skill, courage. Similar to a will saving throw, but more general use.
This is for him or for me?
For him. Go ahead and roll me an intimidation check, in fact. With advantage also because of South Thunder.
Oh, thank God I need that advantage. Yeah, that works. 23.
He does
You did
his
say
best.
advantage, right?
Advantage, yes.
Yeah, okay.
He does his best, but you see his eyes kind of like begin to shrink to the size of pinpricks. His breathing begins to increase. Get away from me.
Just stares him. No. I'm gonna make this very clear. I will not physically harm you until the princess, queen, or anyone else of high authority deems you a threat. For my job is to protect you. That's the first thing I want to make clear. Keep your mouth shut, because I'm not done yet. Okay? He then pulls his arm back. I was thinking that his fingers are just smashed, right? His fingers just smashed. He's going to make sure the princess sees. He will then casually bend his fingers back into place. A small grunt of pain, and they just, they move again like they're fine. Listen to me so carefully. that even the smallest bugs can hear. You do not be rude to her, to any of the retainers, to any of the royalty, to any of the castle staff, to anyone, without just cause. I do not care why you're being rude to someone who does not deserve it or such treatment. I don't. All right? I don't care how tough you are. If you're so confident that I am a. What did you call me again? Prince?
A glasser.
Yes, a glasser. And I'm assuming that you were referring to the term of the Black Tusk, right?
He doesn't respond, but you get the feeling that you hit the nail on the head.
If you are so sure that I am, or at the very least was, a Black Tusk, then I'm sure that you know fully well what we do to people who piss us off, right? Nod or shake your head.
He nods.
Good. So, I will continue to hold your gifts, but you will hold any more that you buy, or any of your guards. You can.
Before he can respond to that, you all
Mhm.
hear, "Get away! No!" And the sound of weapons being drawn from just outside the alleyway.
Validus turns his head. Does he see like what's going on?
You kind of see a group of guards, and you see kind of past their feet what looks to be the princess kneeling down and someone else. You can't quite get a good look at them from here.
He turns back to the prince briefly. I do not wish to have this talk with you again. And then I guess he will just step away from the prince, just, fast walk back over to the princess.
Mm-hmm. As you make your way
Just
back out
see,
of the
like,
alleyway, you now see uh, the guards who had been there, who you left with the princess to guard. Aside from one who's now on the ground suffocating within the bags. But the rest are.
remove the bags through the poor guy doesn't die.
There's a half elf man who's thank you. And well, the rest of the guards are there surrounding the princess and a what looks to be a very natty, very unkempt beggar. He is a man whose clothes is stained, and without even getting too close to him, you get the feeling he is noxious. Um, the princess, however, waves away the guards who have their weapons pointed at the man. It's like, no, it's fine. Everything's okay. And she'll
Let the
kind of
young lady do as she wants.
the guards kind of give unsure looks amongst each other, then step away. The princess looks to you, Validus, and actually gives you a very appreciative smile.
You can see it up like that. His hand is like maybe not bleeding anymore, but like I guess covered in like small splatter of blood from when he punched a brick wall.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The beggar, kneeling with the princess, shakes like a wet dog and says, "Please, kindness, I beg for your aid, for your mercy." And the princess will turn to him and give him a very warm smile. She'll take his hand, and place a gold coin into his palm. The man gasps and stares at the gold within his hand, and you watch as tears begin to well up in his eyes. Thank you. Thank you so much. The princess will smile and take his other hand very gently and begin to recite a prayer that you've actually heard her say quite often. You, who basks in the kindness of Neonus's light, who cherishes Fulmine's winds, who struggles to survive under Providence's harsh yet fair watch, take this charity and blessing, and live life the gods wish for. But before she can finish her prayer, you hear, "Get away from her, what rapscallion!" As Prince Charm walks out of the alleyway,
Didn't
reaches
even hear a fucking word I said.
reaches down and yanks the princess away from the beggar. He yells at the man, "Get your filthy hands and horrific stench out of my sight!" And as the soldiers once again hold their arms at the ready, the beggar scurries away into a nearby alleyway. The prince.
Validus.
Mhm.
Go on. Validus, without a word, he will pick up the gifts. No effort. He will look down at the princess. He will sigh before he returns to a more neutral, ever so slightly sad and grumpy face.
Mhm.
Shall we continue,
The prince
princess?
will let go of the princess and say, "You should stay away from such horrid creatures. Now come along." And he will continue down the road.
For the rest of the journey, Validus is giving just the hardest death stare to the like. If the prince ever turns around to look at Validus, Validus is staring right at him. He's staring right at him like he's milliseconds away from great violence, but he never moves closer to him.
Mm-hmm. The rest of the day continues without much major issue, thankfully. Uh, but for the rest of the trip, the princess kind of just is completely silent, not even acknowledging any of the other of the citizens that would greet her normally. Um, the whole rest of the time, she holds her arm where the prince had grabbed her, and she always seems to be looking down at the palm of her hand for some reason.
He's dead.
And with that, we move on to the next day.
Day 4.
Day 4.
Validus
indeed.
would have told any of the retainers that he saw if they were somewhat alone with him. Yeah, it did not go good. This guy's just the biggest piece of shit.
I just want to say, fucking good shit, Validus.
Thank you.
Arthas,
Yo, yo.
can you roll me an athletics check?
Athletics?
Mm-hmm.
Straight athletics. All right, where? 21.
Very nice. As you hold your weapon, you smack, smack, slash, stab, smack. You are mercilessly beating on your training dummy. And with each swing, with each blow, you remember your battle against Valdis. How you threw the spear, how he dodged, how he ducked, how he fought. and how close you were. If you would just, maybe you just got that one last hit in, dodged that one last attack, maybe you could have. But before you can finish that thought, you reel back and, with one mighty swing, knock the head off of your training dummy as it boom, 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 clatters to the ground with a thud.
Fucking oaf. If it wasn't for that damn teleport ability I would have had in that time. I kind of like clean off my blade, even though there's nothing really to clean. I just kind of wipe it. I lean on it for a second as I wipe the sweat from my brow. How many minutes was that? Probably been out here for an hour or two.
I count 11, sire.
More so than yesterday, at least.
Do you turn to look who said that?
I do indeed.
All right, give me just a moment. You see just a pillar of a man, just a wall of muscle, and grace, despite his overall attitude. You see an old friend of yours, Aragon. So, fuck. God damn it, Aragon! Why you have to infect me in this campaign too?
His art not loading.
You see your old caretaker, we'll call him, Aragon Williams. A man who taught you much. A very tall, gray-haired individual. His hair is swept to one side, and he has a very well-trimmed beard and mustache that more or less covers his mouth. He wears this, how would I describe it? He wears this gray, a very shiny silver coat that he claims was won off the back of a silver dragon, but yeah, you've never been able to confirm that story. Go to say, sir.
All right, Williams, why don't you make yourself useful and hand me that towel over there? So they kind of just point.
He'll grab the towel and toss it to you. Your strikes
I'll
begin
catch it
wild
and be like,
and
so when are
loose.
you gonna? Yeah, I'd like to see you train with me again. As I dab myself.
Your strikes were getting wild and loose by the end, sire. What you sacrifice for power only weakens your blows.
I was angry, all right?
Speed is all well and good, but if your bones turn to dust in the process, the worst you'll do to your foe is a light peppering.
I've been keeping up on cardio, don't you worry. And I've been working out those new weights I asked the maids about. Seems they can't find heavy enough boulders without asking Validus. I don't want to ask that oaf.
I'll find plenty if you try and come around the Gladius house every now and then, sire.
Why would I go there? That den of snakes.
Oh, we'll be all that bad. Sire. Me, the other housemaids, we weren't that bad, were we?
It's not the maids I'm worried about, Williams. You know that.
Then, if you're so worried about him, then you know your father will be attending the wedding.
I know this. It's not like he's going to notice me miraculously in the crowd and say something to me. I'm to make myself known to him, apparently. You know, I saw Sister the other day.
Oh, she must just
Still gallivanting around in all that armor she's been given. And a new title. How quaint.
Aye, Defender of the Eastern Front. Odd title to earn that one.
Yeah, Defender.
And what about you? Are you on your way to earning such a title?
Depends on the princess, I guess.
But me to talk
She's
about
the only
you.
one other than the king that can bestow a title upon me. And I don't feel like I've done anything important enough to warrant such a title. I've only been with the princess for going on 6 years now, and I haven't been doing much other than following her around while she plays teenager.
Such is the trials of life, sire. You know, if this whole retainer business don't work out, you should try going on your own journey. Make a man of yourself. You could learn a lot from those who, you know, masters the craft just outside of fighting.
I've already mastered swordsmanship.
Aye, but
What's other than that?
you know, there was the. Have you ever seen mochi makers?
Yes. Where are you going with this, Williams?
Then you know what needs to be done, what skills you must possess to make mochi. You need precision, you need power, you need focus.
And a long stick. Are you suggesting I start using a spear again?
Wouldn't be the worst idea. If you're so focused on speed, then hell, might help you finally beat back some of your opponents.
The spear. As I sit there and ponder the spear, I think about the distance I could keep Valdis at with the spear and think about it long and hard and go, maybe the tactic there could work. And you know what, Williams? Fine. I might as well dust off that old piece of wood. You've given me inspiration. Now I got to do another 100 push-ups or so. Max out my reps for the day. You know, gains and all that. And I just get down, start doing push-ups as he's talking to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Genuinely, sir, I believe that kind of a journey might do you some good. Your father took such a journey once upon a time, you know. He was quite a formidable warrior in his time.
And now you're going to start telling me that he killed dragons and whatnot. You know as well as I that father is no fighter. He's a talker.
Oh,
Keep doing push-ups.
Oh, he was. Believe me, he was. Wouldn't be serving him if he wasn't. But I guess nobility finally caught up to him. Got his hooks in the old man.
Nobility. Something crawled up his ass, too. Did he even want children?
I'll tell you, they weren't his first focus. There's the one time that, and as he begins to go on one of his famous rants, one of the castle servants, a man by the name of Olimir, a very tidy individual with very very well kept white hair pulled back into a tight ponytail, wearing he's a very skinny man with a very well trimmed tuxedo. He'll step in and say, "Pa, 1,000 pardons. Sorry, 1,000 pardons, sire. But it seems that the princess hasn't arrived at her scheduled training session with Sir Valdis, and he is throwing an absolute fit."
Of course. Where was she last seen?
That's the thing, nobody's seen her all day. We have multiple people looking, but no one feels confident enough to simply, approach her room uninvited. As you are the princess.
She barely knows magic. How does she keep getting out? Is it Lorien again? Like, how does she keep finding these little loopholes?
I wish I could tell you, sir. Would you be willing, as the princess's official bodyguard, to go see if she is in her room still?
Very well. Might as well bring that over to me. And I point next to him, and on the rack that he walked by is my shirt. Like, hand it here.
I suppose
Once he gives me my shirt, I put it on, start buttoning up. I go, all right.
Then,
Her
sire.
room, you said?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Williams, my coat. Kind of slide my coat on.
Mm-hmm.
Fluff my collar a bit. Dust myself off. Very well. Princess's quarters it is. And I just sling my sword belt and I start making my way there in a huff, slick my hair back, fit off to the side. Fucking, jeez, fucking princess, goddamn validus, stupid ass. I'm in the middle of training. Fucking, don't they know training is sacred? It's the most sacred thing
Always,
in this planet.
always finds a way to blame it on Validus.
Yeah.
Aragon will wave goodbye to you as you make your way down the corridor. And you make your way down the long, winding steps of Castle Norian, a grand building built very, very long time ago that has stood the test of time. Though I imagine Arthas doesn't care much about that.
Nah.
As you approach the door to the princess's room, could you please roll me a perception check?
I certainly can. Perception. It's not very good. Oh, but it doesn't matter. 18.
18, you say?
18.
Hell yeah, baby, let's go. As you approach the room, at first you hear what sounds like the princess talking, which is pretty normal for her. She's always going on insane little rambles, whatever it is the princess is up to. But then you notice something odd. There's not just the princess's voice. Would you like to listen in?
I kind of, yeah. I take a step up and I just lean my head with my ear facing out just to inquire who's talking before I rudely walk in and disturb them.
Uh, and I will just say this out of character. Feel free to interrupt whenever you wish. Whenever you feel is
Very well.
necessary. As you listen in, you recognize the princess's voice, of course, but there's one voice you absolutely do not recognize at all. You catch them in the middle of their conversation. Your heart, its purpose. Freedom is but a stone's throw away. This is... But I could never. Come now. We both know you aren't foolish enough to believe that. And the voices kind of go quiet.
I will take my step in and have a hand rested on my sword. Princess, it seems you, you have a guest. And who might this be?
In fact, you actually do not see anybody. As you step in, the princess will kind of like jump, like, ah, and will immediately kind of put their arms behind their back. Oh, Arthas, so good to... Hello, Arthas, so good to see you. But you do not see
What were you
anybody
doing in
else.
here? I thought I heard somebody.
Huh? Oh, no. I was just, I was just acting out one of my story ideas.
Insight.
The same way you might envision a battle in your head. Absolutely, go ahead and roll me some insight.
You just watch as I have like the rock eyebrow. Just uh-huh. Okay.
God damn it, Anastasia.
A 4.
Oh, hell yeah.
A 4. So I'm just like, uh-huh. Story. Got it. Anyway, you're wanted. No one seems to know where you are in the castle. Constantly slipping away like a little mouse.
Oh, yeah, just... And she'll kind of flutter her eyebrows at you just a little bit. I just couldn't... I was tired. I was getting a little tired today. And she's gonna... God damn it. Anyway.
Like, why'd you feel the need to come here by yourself? Are you okay? Are you nervous
I
for the big day?
I mean, this is my room.
Right. Your room.
Yeah,
Right.
you are in my
That
room.
I just walked into without. Forgive me, princess. And I kind of blush and I take a couple steps back out the into the hallway. And I go, "You're needed, by the way. They couldn't find you. I was told to check your
Uh,
room. That is. And where's Validus? He was supposed to be on watch with you."
I know. I just you'll see her kind of look around, and then she'll look up to you and ask, "Can I don't think we're gonna have another chance, really. Can we go take a walk in the garden together?"
But then after that, you're going to meet up with Valdis for training, right? Training's important.
Yeah, absolutely. Just I mean, we're not gonna be in Norfair for long, and I want to just take a walk, you know.
I kind of sigh. I slouch a second. And I look about the room if there's like a jacket or anything she needs to take with, and I just grab whatever I can and go like, "Fine, just the gardens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very well." And I just give her some stuff, and I open the door and I gesture.
Mm-hmm.
"After you, princess."
Oh well, thank you, sire. And she'll give you a small curtsy.
I just face palm and slide it down my face very slowly. Be like, "I was supposed to be training." Under my breath.
You two make your way downstairs, and you arrive in the back courtyard, which is more or less the Castle Norian's kind of famous garden, like nationally famous garden. It is a wonderland of reds, blues, and yellows. Any kind of flower you could possibly think of, well, more or less. There seems to be one, at least one of each here. It almost hurts to look at times, but it is rumored that if you stare hard enough, you can see fairies dancing amongst the lilies and roses. As you enter into the garden, Anastasia and you kind of have some small banter. She hops and skips around, and she roll an insight on her if you would.
Hopefully it's 10? No, 7. Dyslexic.
Man,
That looks like a 9, but that was a 6.
why'd you gotta do this goofy odd dance? Man, you could be training right now.
Ugh. Princess, you said stroll through the gardens, not dance through the gardens.
Yeah, I know, but like, you will arrive at a beautiful ornate water fountain with a statue of an angel whose horn what's the word is the head of the fountain as water trickles down. A few coins lay at the bottom, uh, and no one takes them because there's a rumor that the fountain's actually a mimic, and no one wants to test that theory.
Jeez.
But the princess will take a seat upon the lip of the fountain. And she'll take a deep breath of the beautiful scents that surround you two. Arthas.
TM, is this the same? Is this the same fountain from the night that the princess and I met, or is this from a different place?
It is actually the same place you met.
Arthas will just be thinking about that.
Mm-hmm. As she sits down and kind of looks up at the sky, it's a beautiful day. The sky is clear blue, the sun high in the sky. With only a few days left until the wedding, everybody's pretty busy. Hey, Arthas. What do you want to do when you get to South Under? Is there any special training you think you'll do?
I heard there's some strong warriors, maybe some gladiators that will try to have a duel with me for some coin. Been a while since I've gotten the pits.
Oh, I'd love to see that. I bet you'll win every match, though, so it might get boring.
Yeah. I was thinking about using the spear from now on and starting my training over. I gave it up when I was a kid, but
Oh, that's a great idea.
something Williams said. Yeah, something Williams said kind of sparked my interest in it.
Hey,
What about you,
Arthas.
Princess?
Oh, I want to go to the Magic Academy so badly, but I don't know if we'll have time to do that. I mean, I'm gonna be the prince's wife. I'll have a lot of responsibilities, I presume. But
I see.
Everly, she is going to take that place over.
Oh, Everly's coming?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I hope no one dies. I mean, yeah, that should be fun.
Hey,
Fun,
Arthas,
Princess. Yes.
do you
Yes.
do you have a crush on anybody?
I'm sorry, what? As I'm kind of like playing with the flowers, just kind of crush one in my fist. What did you say? A
Oh,
crush?
nothing.
No. Who would have a crush?
I do.
You do? Y-
Yeah.
that's good. Yes, it's healthy to have a crush, I guess.
Mm. And she'll kind of her eyes will kind of drift off, and she'll look towards the garden wall. It's an old stone wall that's been pretty much overgrown with ivy from top to bottom. It's very thick ivy. You could almost climb it if you wanted to.
As I kind of see her gaze going towards it, am I right in assuming that she's thinking about just running?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. Well, I mean that's possibly what she's thinking.
I'm gonna say, you know, this fountain, this garden, this is where we met all those years ago.
It is, isn't it? No wonder I like it so much.
It was also the night that you gave me a second chance. I don't think I've thanked you properly for that. And I know that I am going with you on this adventure, but being as your station will change, I don't know how useful I will be. But I just wanted to thank you for sticking up for me at that party, sticking up to my father.
You'll watch as she slowly looks down at her hands, and she'll slowly clench one hand over the other in a tight fist, and she'll ask, "Hey, Arthas, this is, of course, purely hypothetical, but if if I asked you to run away with me to a place so far away they could never find us, would you?"
You have a responsibility, Princess. It's an important one for the kingdom. You're young now, so you might not understand these things, but us being nobles, as much as we're born with a golden or silver spoon, as they say, the responsibilities tend to rust that spoon quite quickly.
Yeah.
I know you're not happy with the decisions made.
Oh, who am I kidding? Even if we tried, we wouldn't make it past the city gates. Hey,
It
Arthas.
would be a hard fight, indeed. Yes, Princess?
Can we just sit here a while?
I mosey over and I sit down.
I don't feel like training today.
All right, Princess. Why don't you tell me one of those stories you were going on about?
Well, this is the tale of the courageous Princess Noctasia. And the day continues. Well, the day continues without much other event. Eventually, after the princess tells you of a great many tale, you bring her back to her room, and time marches on. And I think as we move into day 5, that is where we're going to end today's session.
Ooh, baby.
Thank you
Fucking
very
give me chills.
Thank you very much, everybody, for joining. Thank you to my players for playing. Thanks to the chatters and the viewers for viewing. And thanks for the prince for goddamn nothing.
Right?
Prince useless.
For giving Everly a reason to actually cause murder.
The boys could have murdered. You could
uh,
have murdered Royal.
I just want to say, Lorian, good shit. Validus, good shit. Arthas, good fucking shit.
Yes. Thank you.
Mhm.
I hope it wasn't too boring or anything, and I'm very sorry, Everly.
What? Why?
I swear to God, we'll get to you next. Your
No,
section's gonna be
it's
extra long
okay.
next session. Thank you so much. I'm so excited for next session because next session's the big one.
Next session's
It
the
is
final
indeed
I'm
wrap
the
up
big
excited.
one.
I'm
prologue.
excited for it. Don't worry.
For context, chat, we're still in the prologue. I expected this to be much shorter than it actually was. Thank you very
Due
much.
to
Welcome to the
My
Isaac,
nature
good
of
shit.
D&D.
due to Isaac deciding to go off on a small adventure and see a fortune teller and get nabbed by the royal guard.
Listen, Isaac
We
has
had
a
to.
lot on his plate. He has a lot on his plate. Okay, napping against a tree.
Yeah,
Going
I'm
to a
very busy
tavern.
doing nothing.
Yeah, starting a
Hey,
brawl.
hey, he's doing stuff. It's not like I do
Doing nothing.
nothing.
Everly always is the one that has to go find him, bring him back by his ear.
Hey,
Yeah.
I like to say that he's patrolling. He's getting to know our citizens. Okay, I'm hanging out with
Yeah.
kids. Like, come on, bro.
He's doing his due diligence.
I'm patrolling with with the citizens.
Got the Glock and the Rari.
Hell yeah,
Hey,
baby.
I helped find a cat. Okay, I helped find a cat for some old lady. All right.
Well,
Oh man, that was fun though.
I hope everybody joins us back next week. For I'm almost certain the wedding day. Well, there's a couple more days before that, but we'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
Once again, in terms of art, I'm gonna just show it, just so I can thank the artist properly. At Raphael Alphonse for the princess, just phenomenal. Helps breathe so much life into the
I
character.
love her.
She is a cinnamon roll, and I will protect her with everything.
Same.
Cinnamon.
Lorian, done by Virtual Saturn, just incredible work, and just every new piece I see by you, Isaac's as well, not Isaac, Validus and Arthas as well, both done. And honestly, the more work I see of you, dude, Virtual Saturn, the better you get. Please keep going. I promise I will continue to support you as best I can. And of course, Isaac, our green lime boy, and Everly, our
Hey.
marshmallow bubblegum girl. Uh, thank you so much at
Marshmallow
Mr.
bubblegum.
Terminate 01. Just I love them. I love it. I love it so much. It's so
I do
good.
too. It picks up the personality so well.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. I hope it was a little less scuffed than last session. I want to thank everybody. I'm sorry, I'm gushing too much. I'm gonna end the stream. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Okay,
Bye.
see ya.
Buenas
Bye.
noches.